Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Only a Carpathian would come back to life now and choose New York. Tasty pick. Bonehead.
We were every bit the force. We live, we breathe, we sweat, we paid the price to be the best. Never been about the boys in the office. The boys that have gone out there night in and night out, doing everything they could to be the very best at what they chose to do in their life. Those boys are here tonight.
Well, I must have been away too long because my feelings are dead. I feel no remorse.
I only am who I am because I was born that way. I have a gift, and I am trying to not be selfish about it, but to use it.
My job consists of basically masking my contempt for the assholes in charge. And at least once a day, retiring to the men's room so I can jerk off while I fantasize about a life that doesn't so closely resemble hell.
It's my house, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Grab a dog, I choke him, and I kick the shit out of him. And I all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Sometimes shit happens. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you going to call?
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a school. Well, let me tell a joke.
And boom goes the dynamite.
It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I make you. Down when I was young. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you.
All right, buddy, this is Ron and Fez. Show 'em on this, Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Earl on Main Street Music.
Hello, everybody.
And Eastside Dave with a puppet. Fez, the boys put in a full 6 hours today. Richard Dreyfuss in the house. And Bronx Johnny stops by and whispers, "That end made me cry. Mr. Holland's opus." Johnny, get in here.
That's the comment.
Bronx Johnny, the toughest little guy we know. Our version, Fezzy, of a gangster. You cried at Mr. Holland's opus?
Yes, I did, boss.
What part?
The part when I found out his son was deaf.
Yeah.
I was
all
like,
right.
damn.
Now I understand.
Deaf, you mean like Fly?
No, not like that, Fez. The boy couldn't hear. You didn't see this film?
No, I didn't.
Oh, God.
That's why I didn't show up early.
Little Ann couldn't hear. Little Ann could not hear.
Oh, that shit made me cry.
Why do you throw out the N-word?
I'm saying that's because, I hang out with a lot of people who use that word frequently.
Right, I see.
Should you?
I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's just that, I don't want Earl to get his feelings hurt or whatever. But
Or Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss is not an N. I will point that out.
Far from it.
These guys are all so cute. They're all loading up, getting their DVDs signed. Nobody wanted to get a DVD signed by Toots Short's granddaughter yesterday. Who, by the way, I went out to dinner with her last night. She's a lovely, lovely lady.
You did? Christy Jacobson?
Who?
Christy Jacobson is her name.
She prefers to be called Toots Short's granddaughter. And it's Toots, you idiot. So you're okay now? You're not all misty thinking about that deaf baby?
Nah, it was
I
just
thought maybe
sad.
it was the music that made you cry.
That too, and plus he has a dad, which is kind of rare around my neighborhood, which was,
Right.
kind of got you like,
Just
damn.
seeing somebody with a dad must have been remarkable for you.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
He's watching TV and he's like this. I don't understand. There's an older man who hangs around the house and comes home with a paycheck. What is that?
There's a mom with a mustache and no tits. I don't understand this concept.
It's a mama, as a matter of
yeah.
fact, Fez, yeah.
Mama.
Mom is something you said in your neighborhood, Pinellas Park, Florida. All right, Johnny. Well, you're looking like $1 million today. You're matching again. You got Yankees tonight, right?
Yeah, boss, against Red Sox.
So that's when you're working security. This is a nerve-wracking time, right?
A little bit, yeah. We actually get outside help from another company.
Really?
Get a couple extra
Hell's
bodies.
Angels have to come in there.
Wish.
Altamont. They cannot. Anytime that they're playing the Red Sox, they cannot play Sympathy for the Devil because something just takes place in that crowd. So it's exciting for you then, right?
I wouldn't say exciting. I'd just say a job.
You want to get through it. You just want to get through tonight's big
I want to survive the week.
Yeah.
Is this like your busiest game?
That and the Mets.
Where you're
Mets are
throwing
little
out
worse.
the most drunks?
Oh, we threw out 40 Marines last season. A whole section of Marines, they had to go.
I was at the Yankees game when they were playing the Red Sox a couple years ago. Pedro was pitching, and it got so crazy with Dominicans showing up, and they said to me, normally I will root for the for the Yankees except for when Pedro's playing, because then I pick country over. It got so nuts that about right as we're beginning the 8th, I looked around at my family and I go, you know what, guys, let's go. It's I'm up high, and it was like, the fights, at first it starts out, it seems like there's one, there's two. Then there was nothing but fights up there.
Yeah, like war in any Latin country where it's pockets of resistance that break out.
That's what it was, yeah. And then finally, it was just they were overrunning the palace. There was nothing you could do about it. Fez, did you see this sports biggest villains countdown list?
No, I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, they picked this out. I'm trying to figure out who did it. Oh, Fox Sports did it. All time, they now claim. And again, I don't know whether this is just because of the fact that it's local now, but, like people have no sense of history. But I'll just count down the top 6. Terrell Owens, number 6. People hate him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and just that reputation's building and building.
Ron Artest, number 5. Now you're thinking, okay, you really need a little more history in your life. 4, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, I've always been a fan of the antics. I can understand why people hate him, but I've always been a fan. The nuttier, the better with Mike Tyson.
You're drawn to that. You dig it.
Yeah, that's why I like to see anytime Tyson's going to fight, I'd rather see the press conference, the weigh-in, than the actual fight. The fight, he's going to get opened up, and he's going to go down quick. the press conference, someone's getting bit.
Number 3, George Steinbrenner. Well, yeah, you gotta hate him. Number 2, Bobby Knight. And number 1, Barry Bonds, who's right now at what, 7-13?
Yes, he's just 2 away from the Babe, breaking the Babe's record.
Yeah, 1 away from tying the Babe, and again, it's not a record. He's 1 away from being tied for second place, 2 away for being in second place all by himself. Now, he's playing in Philadelphia the other day, is where he hit his 7-13. Not the best place to go anyway. It really is not the best place to have on an away jersey. They're chanting steroid at him anytime he pulls himself out of the dugout. Finally, he hits one into the upper deck and shuts up their pie holes. But you got to give him this. The fact is, he's at that age, he still can hit upper deck. What is he, 41?
41, yes.
Yeah.
They had this giant banner across the left field bleachers that he could clearly see it. I think it said, Ruth did it with beer, Aaron did it with class. And it was just... And
fill in the blank. Bonds did it with...
the syringe signs were everywhere.
Well, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? The guy does steroids. Let's not make a big deal out of it. If I was him, I would say, so what? What are you going to do about it? Is this wildfires down in your neck of the woods still, Fez?
Yeah, Florida completely on fire.
Why?
Everywhere from the East Coast, moving to the West Coast, and down south around Miami way.
What happened down there?
Just, it's so dry, and it's been so dry for so long.
It's early in the year. This is a scary situation when it's May, and your state's catching on fire. Hopefully a hurricane will come and put everything out. There's poor David Blaine. Everybody mad at him. Johnny, you were disgusted with it?
Yeah, I watched that crap with my cousin yesterday.
Yeah. You're not even slightly impressed that the guy could stay underwater for a week and then do 7 minutes. 7 minutes without air.
He came off as a dick. I don't know if you guys actually saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
They showed a lady that died from some... It wasn't a stunt. She died from it.
Right.
That was a real jerk move.
Oh, to put that on TV?
Yeah, that was like, what's the point? Oh, I can do it. If you can't, you're going to die.
You know...
That wasn't funny.
You know, I got something sent to me about that going, I wonder how many FCC complaints there were about that tape that people going, oh, my children was watching, as somebody died on TV.
Oh, I would imagine they start coming in. There's the frustration.
Absolutely not, Fez. People in this country are not upset about death. They're not upset about murder, which they see on TV. They're only upset about a tit. A tit will drive them into some kind of a fucking meltdown, but you can watch a woman die during a Carney's Act and just go like this, well, I hope he makes it.
With David Blaine last night, I just don't understand. The whole thing, if he had hit the 9 minutes of the underwater breath-holding record, that would have been great. If he didn't add the chains to it, maybe he could have gone that extra 2 minutes. Why did you need the chains? It's a hard enough stunt to begin with.
Bro, it's a world record. He was not going to do it. It's like saying at the end of this, I am now going to run the 100 meters for a world record. It never was planned. It was a Carney Act the whole way along. Now, I'm completely amazed that the guy could hold his breath for 7 minutes. That's fucking mind-boggling to me. What are you saying, Johnny? You don't agree?
It ain't that special. I've seen retards hold their breath for like 12.
You've never seen a retard hold his breath for 12 minutes. I know it seems like they are.
Yeah.
But if I stuck your head in a bucket of water, you would be up in a minute and a half.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody you know. If you're even hanging around with somebody that can stay underwater, like if you're out on a boat, and the guy always acts like, I fell off the boat, and he goes down, and everybody's like, is he kidding or not? If he's down there for a minute and a half, you would be shocked how people on the boat are fucking freaking out. So the fact the guy could pull off 7 minutes amazes me. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was kind of wondering, how the hell did he eat underneath the water for 7 days?
They were shooting him some kind of protein juice that he was just drinking.
Yeah, he was also doing like the Pedialyte, like you get babies when they get sick and get dehydrated.
So how's he shitting?
He holds his shit for over a week. People can't believe this fact. David Blaine can hold his shit like it was a secret. Like it was a secret murder from when he was in high school. You know how you get together with those guys 20 years after something really awful happened and no one gave it up and you feel that bond that you can't even share? That's him with his shit. It was the murder he will not talk about.
That's the next ABC special I want to see, where he climbs up to the top of that fishbowl, drops his pants, and just lets it go after a week.
I'm sure you'd want to see that, sick bastard. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Listen, I had a discussion this morning with somebody that's a very close friend of Blaine's.
Okay, you can't say who it is, though. You can't say who it is.
No, I can't.
Okay.
And what he said to me was he flat out told him not to try it with the 7 days beforehand. Had he done it in a single day, he would have been fine. You know, gone in the water, gotten acclimated to the water, and then turned around and did it. He would have been able to do it. David Blaine's problem is all the people behind the scenes are pushing him to turn around and do all of these stunts, and that's what the problem is.
You got to make something for ABC.
Did you guys see, like 5 minutes into it, you could see that Blaine was having trouble,
right?
And you heard his his little handler there saying, "Oh, you can do this, you can do this." I knew at 5 minutes he wasn't making it. Okay, just the way the tremors started and stuff.
Fez, Jim has inside information that you don't have.
From inside the sphere.
That you are not privy to, Fez. Something you don't know about.
I'm not
a guy who knows
Fez
a guy.
Is smart.
Yeah.
Fez is a pretty smart fella.
Yeah.
All right,
he knows.
Guys.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Talk to you later. Fez, don't put yourself down here.
I'm smart.
Not dumb like they say, but smart. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies? How you doing today?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta say, David Blaine holding his breath for 7 minutes, or what, at 7:05, that was impressive as hell. What the thing he did on Knievel's couch was amazing. He turned blue and then he turned pink. It was like he was gonna die. And the whole FCC thing with the bodies, with the New Orleans tragedy was going on with Katrina, I hate to say it, I saw a lot of bodies floating down the street.
Nobody
and
complains.
no problem showing that on the news.
Nobody complains.
Keep it real.
Nobody ever said, "Oh my God, I am watching this show with my children and a body floats by." They never complain about that. God forbid that one of those bodies had the pants down and the ass was out. They would have thrown up and suddenly they'd be busting the news. It's insane the way people think in this country. It's absolutely crazy. They won't get a single complaint about that last night. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
My friend's father's a diver, and
I got my own radio
he
show.
does it for a living. He checks the structural
So do I.
integrity, like bridges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was speculating that what they were doing is like there's a person who's gone like 13 or 14 minutes underwater. The way he did it was he took like breaths of like pure oxygen beforehand, and then you can go for like way longer, and that's the way. So he was speculating that might have been what Blaine was doing.
You watched last night. You didn't see any kind of thing on his face, right? Before he went into this, he was just breathing regular air.
I didn't see it last night.
Well, you and your speculating diver friend, he takes his head, he sticks it up above, he sits there and breathes, and then he takes these short breaths. He goes down. The son of a bitch was still under for 7 minutes. I'm daring anybody else to do 5. It's not easy.
The last two callers, the first one had inside information, the last one had just the opposite. Absolutely zero information, didn't even see the show.
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Now, I was very proud of our show yesterday because this debate came up, Evel Knievel or David Blaine, and then Evel Knievel comes back and does the show last night.
Yeah, that's
looking like $1 million.
That's where it looked tricky, where he passed out on Evel Knievel's couch doing 5 minutes.
Where Evel Knievel has to have oxygen just to walk around now. Because I guess at one point in his life, a ramp went through his lung. That's when the ramp went through. Here's my wife. She's 17.
Yeah, that was due to his injuries. He now has a terminal lung disease.
The guy had a lot of injuries, Fez. He got thrown around like a rag doll out there. Hey, Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I still have a problem just believing that this whole thing actually happened. I know it was on TV and in front of a bunch of people, but the guy is still a magician, and they can do some pretty interesting things and fool everybody.
Well, here's the thing. The other magicians would bust him in a heartbeat. Right now, it used to be in magic, you never give away anybody's tricks. Now they do it immediately. If there's a trick, all the other magicians run out and say, here's how he did it. So if this thing, I was watching real close to see if he was going to do some kind of wiki-watchy. Oh, there's a plant down here that I'm going to suck on. I was going to bust on him myself. The guy held his breath for 7 minutes after staying underwater for a week, where that's a world's record.
So he picked up one, but then he had to be rescued. He didn't even get out of the chains all the way. They had to go in and unlock him.
He was exhausted down there. You didn't like the show, Fez?
I was really, really expecting him to do it. I thought he was going to pull it off.
Fez, wake up. You understand about world records, right? You understand that the people who go after these are athletes.
Right?
That, like, when you go to Europe and Italy and all, those people are like heroes over there that do the deep diving. So how could somebody who's never... What if suddenly we had, like, on Friday, we're like, well, we're going to take Dave out. Eastside Dave is going to set the high jump record. That would be a crazy thought, right? Because people work towards having a high jump record.
I figured he had worked at this, he was trained to do this, and he was going to pull it off. I thought it was going to get dramatic at the end like it did, but I thought he was going to stay in.
How do you work in broadcasting?
Not well.
What do you wear, a Rube shirt under there? Let me see.
No, this is not a Rube shirt.
Let me see if there's a Rube shirt.
No.
You honestly believe that a guy could just set out and set a world's record that's never done it before?
I thought this guy was going to do it.
You'll never work in sports, my friend. You will never work in sports broadcasting. Mohawk from Jersey. What do you say, Hawk?
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone is even buying into this gimmick. I mean, the man is an illusionist. That's what he does. Chris Angel said that he walked on water and all, and everybody's levitating and shit. He definitely had pure oxygen in him. That's the only possible way that he could even remotely be in there for that long.
But you saw last night, right?
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Where would he have taken the oxygen? I have no problem with the guy pulling off a gimmick. All I'm after is the entertainment factor. That's why Barry Bonds doesn't bother me. Yes, he's half a robot. He's a cyborg. He's the Terminator. Whatever. He got away with it. That alone is worth something to me.
With the special last night, it also, boy, they could have done it in an hour if they really wanted to, a half hour.
Not and sold that many commercials.
Oh, true. Because there was just so much stuff. Like, did he have to go meet the guy who cut off his own arm in the mountains?
Fez, when you watch a football game, do we have to have TV timeouts? Why do they do that?
To sell them the commercials.
There you go. You're going to end up losing that Rube shirt. By the end of this show today, I'm going to have Smark. It's going to be a smart mark is where I want. I can't get you to a smart, but you will be a smart by the end of the show today. I can't even look at your boy, you said, Dave. Furious with him. Furious with him, Fez. And Earl, my guy?
Yeah?
Dead to me. I had a loss yesterday. Earl.
That's the entire crew now, except for our Bronx Johnny.
Bronx Johnny, you're everything to me.
Thank you, Bob.
My only problem is, I lost a little respect for you when you cried during Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, man.
I don't want to, those fucking tears of shame is what they are to me.
Damn.
John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, we watched that thing last night, and there was a stunt that he did where he pulled a girl's teeth out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. Well, we ran that in slow motion on our DVR, and when he blew in her face, you could see that split second. It looked like it was filmed for a split second. All of a sudden, it's like you're looking at a different picture. It looks like there was some trick photography involved with that.
Well, I mean, definitely she was working for him. You just don't go around pulling out people's teeth and blowing it back in. So I don't know how they pulled it off, but the whole thing of, whoa, my tooth is back. He found some toothless trailer park bitch. He gave her $45 and 2 fucking rails and said, look, I'm going to yank out that false tooth of yours. Don't worry, I'm going to blow another one back in.
Well, he was completely stunning the crowd around him at that casino or cruise ship, whatever it was.
Don't be racist. Don't get racist on me.
All I said was the crowd.
I will say this, Earl.
That was amazed.
Even though you're dead to me, black people love magic. Not only do they clap for it, they run away and they run down the street when a trick happens that they like. They run away.
Scared like it's voodoo.
Isn't it? It's the devil's work.
Yeah, we got to tell people. It's like, that man pulled a toothless out of his mouth.
Don't.
That was bad. Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean toothless? What's the fucking Uncle Tom act?
I'm sorry.
It doesn't work for me and it doesn't work for Johnny. All right? If you want to come into the country club and impress the white people, this is the wrong place to do it, Earl.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
You have not been yourself this week. Something has changed in you.
And that's bad because it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Doing the best they can, Ron.
That's the. If I thought that was true, you'd be gone today. You would be gone today if this is the best you can do.
Well, let me see. Let me add something to the worst things he could have possibly said.
I'm at my best. I'm at my peak. What you need to say is, "Hey, I fucked up a little bit, but don't worry, I'm going to get back on it."
Oh, when I make a mess, I clean it up. I definitely clean it up.
Yeah. Well, don't make me go back to what that fucking email said that you wrote. You wrote the wrong name. I'm just going to leave it at that. You wrote the wrong name in an email. Wade, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, yeah. How David Blaine held his breath underwater for that long?
Yeah.
It was complete self-control. He was training for a long time.
Okay, bro. Make sure you buy some cotton candy on your way out. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. You see what I did down there, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
I made it act like it's a carnival. Like, no, there's no right answer with me. If you say it's fake, I'm going to go one way. If you say it's real, I'm going to go another way. You know why? This pollen has me a little cranky.
I hear you.
Pollen has me a little annoyed. A lot of it in the air. Maybe I'll just go to the Yankees game with you. You got a brand new club you were telling me about, right?
Hopefully we get to use it tonight.
What is it?
It's a one of those metal pull-out things. It's folded in, it's a 3-piece thing.
Yeah.
You just toss it out and it flicks out.
Nice.
Ah, like Daredevil.
Only certain people get it, of course.
You get one?
I pray to God I do.
I hope you do too. I'm praying to God right now for you. I'm down on my hands and knees in front of the Supreme Being, hoping that you get some metal stick that you can hit people with.
It's the Yankee Stadium security version of a lightsaber.
Now, at what point would you say to yourself, I need to hit this person?
Well, regardless of the fact now that I work for the Yankee Family Suite, it's up to my judgment, so I'd say anything. If you look at me the wrong way, I'm using it.
But don't hit A-Rod's family.
Oh, no. Anybody that, like fans. I love the fans, but if they get out of line, you got to check them.
You like fans, you hate fanatics.
Damn right, boss.
Yeah. I love it. Now, if Fez tried to get in that suite and he had a knife, would you hit him with that pole?
I'd try to talk Fez out of it. I wouldn't want to hit Fez.
Nice.
Drop the knife, Fez.
If you hit him anywhere, hit him in the chest with it. And he is going to go down.
That's where my stent is from my heart attack.
Darren, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Earl, I was never on the Your Uncle Tom bandwagon, but that was so uncomfortable when you used the Toothless joke. You might as well be like, yes, Ronnie, us colored folks show is crazy. When that man was tricking Massa, I was so surprised.
How do you know that so well?
I would love Earl if he did that.
Earl, don't do that.
I won't.
Don't lower. You almost are with the Toothless joke.
No, and I apologize. I am truly sorry.
You clean up your own mess?
Yes.
That's your new thing?
Why do I still smell it then?
That thing is taken care of.
Here's what I want you to do, Johnny. Go in there and check his underwear for strips, because he says he cleans up his own mess. I don't know.
I hear you, boss.
Thank you.
And take your new retractable club with you in case you need it.
Is that what it's called, the retractable club?
I have no idea what we call it. I just call it the ass kicker. I like it.
If I get out of the line, the only club I want you hit me with is the turkey club.
I hear you, boss.
Smash me with the turkey.
Boss, you can get out of line. I'll let you get away with it.
Thanks. I'll go up there like a fucking mad dog.
The Green Hornet had one of those things. He called it his Hornet Sting.
There you go.
I'm going to put together a stunt in front of Lincoln Center, and that's do rails for fucking 7 straight days and nights. No sleep, no food. Then the last 8 minutes, I'm just going to eat 9 fucking tabs of acid. And let the TV cameras enjoy themselves.
Damn.
Stuart Scott will be out there covering it with his one good eye.
What happened to his eye?
I have no idea what's wrong with Stuart Scott's eye.
It was a football accident. He used to be a wide receiver, and he tried out with the Jets. The story is the ball hit him in the eye. He didn't have a helmet on. I don't know why the hell you'd go catch a ball without a helmet on.
What kind of fucking receiver if the ball gets right into your eye?
Couldn't right in the freaking eye.
Well, that one hit him right in the pupils.
Talk about doing an Uncle Tom act. He's fucking known to get into that shuck and jive and stuff as well. You're just as bad as him, Earl. Just as bad. Or as good. Here's Robert. Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron, there's a couple of reasons I think that David Blaine stuff was just horseshit. First of all, the tank, it's got hundreds of gallons of water in it that's not circulating, so it's not heated. So
yes, it is heated.
It was heated.
It was heated to like 98 degrees. They said it was like being in a womb all week, which to me it didn't seem refreshing. I needed nice, cool water.
Okay, well, if it's heated, then that's a whole different thing. The other thing is, if he is in there for 7 days, pissing in that tank.
No, he was wearing a catheter.
Okay, I did not see any tubes coming out of the bottom of his pants at all.
I guess it was locked into his pants. But he always has a catheter. He did the same thing when he was in the ice box. He did the same thing when he was in the coffin. This guy will stick a tube up his dick like you'll comb your hair.
That should be said enough, I guess, for people.
It would for me. A guy who's willing to put a fucking tube up his dick for no apparent reason. To me, I better be unconscious before anybody tries that.
Did he do it on the flagpole? Or did he lower buckets up and down?
No, he never lowers buckets. The guy... He has catheters. That's his thing. Even if he goes to a movie, he's got a fucking catheter. You don't want to get up and miss anything. That can't be good for you, though, right?
Oh, no. Not whatsoever. Because, I know when I was in the hospital and stuff, it was like they made sure I was getting up and going. It was like one of their signs on how a patient is doing.
Yeah, he pisses, Fez, but into the tube. What I'm saying, it can't be good for you to have a tube stuck up there all the time.
Oh, no, that's bad, too.
It's got to be widening out a little more than you want. I like to keep my stream tight. I don't want it going all over like a fucking sprinkler system, Johnny.
More like a laser pointer?
Yeah. I can fucking write my name on the wall up there right now behind you, Fez. And a drop will not hit the ground. That's how tight I like to keep it. Long and tight.
I'll let someone else stand underneath just in case.
But this fucking David Blaine... It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how he does it.
It just goes like a water balloon. When that bladder lets loose now, it's just like a water balloon. Just a splash. It's not even a stream.
Oh, God. I hope not.
All for his craft.
That's like those guys that get the bolts in their dick. They'll fucking piss sideways.
And there's not a toilet around that's going to accommodate that.
They got to stand sideways. You'll see him in the urinal next to you. You're like, you're going to piss on me. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Then one side's still getting wet. He's pissing on the floor up against another side.
I do not understand people who put bolts in their penises. And I consider myself a fairly liberal guy. I'm a live and let live kind of guy. But I don't understand why you want to put tackle into your penis. I don't understand it for a second.
I mean, haven't you spent a lifetime trying to protect that?
Keep metal out of there.
Yes, carefully zipping up, covering up if a ball or something is coming that way.
But remember when you were little and you would go out to play, your mom would always say, don't get any metal in your dick. And you're like, I won't. And you go running out to play. Knowing that's the worst thing you can do to your penis is to have metal in there. These guys are showing up, letting a guy put a metal through the head of their unit, and then handing over a check. Oh, you've scarred me. Let me give you this.
It's the ultimate betrayal.
Here's Sandman. Sandman, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, just a little info. I'm just guessing, but they have a type of catheter that's not actually inserted into the penis. It's called a condom catheter, and it's placed over the penis just like a
That's
condom.
what Fez had for his heart attack.
Yeah, when I was stuck in the intensive care unit.
If anything happens to me, Fez, get me a condom catheter. I don't care if you gotta fucking tie off that balloon 2 times an hour. I don't want a tube going up there. That's how you're pissing the rest of your life, like a sprinkler. Every time you take a piss, it's a David Hockney painting. No one got that, did they? Did you get it?
No.
No. You did, Earl? Thanks. You may be out of trouble for that, for just getting my stupid fucking joke.
My friend has here in his living will, external catheter.
I want that in my living will. I do not want a tube up there. It frightens me.
Is that even a question on the living will? All right, now when it comes to catheter, internal, external.
External. I might even get that written on my dick. Just fucking have it tattooed on my dick. If I need a catheter.
What?
External.
They put it on me in the operating room, so I mean, it was one of the first things they did. I was getting the shave down so that they could do the angioplasty, run the catheter up into my heart.
I understand. God, stop grossing me out.
And then they slapped this thing on me, and it's such a thick plastic, so much thicker than a condom.
Yeah.
That they were and I was scared to death. So there was really not a lot to work with for this poor woman.
Tell me the truth. Is there ever?
Yes, at times there can be.
I doubt it. Go ahead.
And, man, it really hurt because she was roughhousing. Let me put it that way. She was roughhousing with me to get that thing on.
First of all, if she's going to attempt to put it on me, it's going to be bigger than expected. Because I don't care if they're opening the heart up next. That is going to be an intimate moment between me and her.
Now, they let me take it off.
I'm going to say, lick your hand first.
They let me take it off myself, and I'm thinking, well, I'm glad about this, because I'm so shy anyway.
Yeah.
So then I found out why they let you take the external condom catheter off yourself. There's a little bit of urination that stays in there, in the cap of the thing, that doesn't go all the way down the tube. That thing comes off. It is like a water balloon shooting piss everywhere.
I'm sure you just did it wrong. I'm sure if you would have let her do it instead of trying and yelling, no, she'd have zipped it off there like it was no problem at all. Now, I got news for you. As soon as they go to put mine on, I'm pissing on their hands just for fun. Just like, I'm sorry, I had to go. I thought you were done.
Like any sort of medical show where in the operating room where that artery gets loose and blood is shooting everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's you getting the external catheter.
Hey, Fred, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I don't have any inside information because I don't know nobody, but I'm thinking maybe some kind of a device could have been attached down at his feet, which is why he never took the ankle ones off himself. Maybe some way it oxygenated his blood while he stood there.
So it's like some kind of an IV that would shoot oxygen into your blood?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that would work.
Wouldn't that kill somebody? They used to do that like on Perry Mason or something.
Well, maybe it'd be a liquid oxygen or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I like the idea that a gimmick went down, but...
Well, then he couldn't finish it. He couldn't win the record because then it would be a lot more scrutiny.
Well, I don't think he was ever out to set a record and be part of that. I don't think he ever wanted any part of that because all he was trying to do was get on TV. And he did it. He had a 2-hour special. And half the people hate the guy, half the people love the guy. And it was a really smart idea for him, I think, to bring Evel Knievel out. Because people forget, because they were little kids at the time, most of the time your dad would say, he's a loser. He didn't do it. He stinks. This is a waste of time. The Phillies are on.
There was a nice passing of the torch moment there between Evel Knievel and David Blaine where they just started screaming at each other. David Blaine's going, I think ordinary people can do this. They can't. They can't.
Here's Howie. Howie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, what's happening?
You, pal.
With David Blaine, he did this thing on TV on A&E where he tells you to pick a card. And me sitting at home, I pick a fucking card, and all of a sudden, my card pops out of his deck. Explain that.
I didn't see it. I'm sure there's an explanation.
I mean,
it's a trick.
I think the guy's a fucking alien, to be honest with you. I just don't get it. That really made me almost run out of my room when my card came out.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something else, because I went over there. The broads that were hanging around that tank, the young, barely legal broads, hanging around, loving on this guy like he's David Cassidy circa 1973.
They love David Blaine. They want to be the one to comfort him and give him food and hot soup when he comes out of the tank.
Try to get some movement back into his extremities. Because if his hands look like that, Fez, and his feet look like that, what did the penis look like? That's the question of the day.
Yeah, if he's not circumcised already, he's going to have it redone.
God, you worry about things like that that gross me out. You ever notice that, Johnny? Stuff that he brings up?
Sometimes a little awkward.
Regular guys wouldn't do it.
I never put my mom on.
You ever seen him with a woman?
Fez? Not really.
I'm right here. I can hear you guys talking about me.
You don't understand Spanish?
You're not speaking Spanish.
Really?
Yes. You think you do, but you're not.
I thought that was a little too easy for me. I think sometimes when I'm talking to a Spanish guy, I am speaking Spanish.
You know what language I picked up really fast?
I did learn English. I never, I picked that up as a baby.
That seems the easiest language to learn. If a 2-year-old can learn English, why can't someone that's an adult coming into the country do it?
It is interesting, Fezzy, you put it that way.
Babies. That's baby talk. English.
Wouldn't that be funny that if you were learning another language, you started with baby talk right away? You just started,
You're some 50-year-old guy coming in from Mexico, and all he can say is dada, mama.
It's going to stomach and tummy. He's just being a fucking moron.
He just has to build it up that way. I'm the baby.
Here's Carl. Carl, you're on Ron and Fez. Carl, I hear you there, bro. All right, you're too stupid to be on the show. I'm sorry. I wanted to go with him, too. Because I do like talking about the Guinness Book of World Records. Here's Adam. Adam, you're on Ron and Fez.
You guys got to stop talking about the catheter. It's driving me crazy.
Well, we
I had
stopped.
a catheter done, surgery done 6 months ago, and the woman keeps telling me to relax as she's putting it in. I can't relax. And then my fiance comes in 2 minutes later. It's my next-door neighbor, this woman, putting in the catheter.
Oh, my God.
I can't listen to it.
How far up did it go? Like feet?
Oh, I don't even know, but I could feel it going in, and she's telling me to relax. I'm like, you got a 4-foot tube in my cockhole. I can't
Yeah,
relax.
I can't fucking relax. That's not a place that I let things in.
No, never.
There's never a time I think to myself, I need something in there. Oh, God. Can't they make the medical stuff easier?
All right, we got some overnight ratings on David Blaine, drowned alive.
All right, give them to me, Fez. Give me the spy report.
The first hour, David Blaine, drowned alive, the 8 o'clock hour, came in tied for 4th place.
Wow.
It was beat by Deal or No Deal.
Oh, wow, that's a great show. By the way, I have figured out my favorite Deal or No Deal girl is number 23, Audrey. She was fucking batchable last night, this blonde. Her tits are hanging out as she's dropping, as she's unloading her case. There was a fucking jiggle of the tits. 23, Audrey. Go ahead.
Fox takes 2nd place with Prison Break, because I think the Prison Break was finally happening after a long season.
Never watched that show.
Never watched it. CBS came in 3rd with King of Queens and How to Meet Your Mother.
All right, that's embarrassing.
And then 4th was ABC, tied with the WB. David Blaine, first hour, and the series finale of 7th Heaven.
Oh, all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough to beat.
So, and then in David Blaine's 2nd hour, the 9 o'clock hour, he moved up to 3rd, I believe.
Woo!
Because CBS took the lead with 2.5 Men and New Adventures of Old Christine. Fox stayed in 2nd with 24.
24 is just about over, huh? It seemed like there was you gotta watch 24, you gotta watch 24. I never watched one. I never forgave that fucking kid for being a vampire. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's a lost boy to me.
Don't invite him into your home.
Don't try to fucking turn my Chinese food into maggots, I'll fucking kill you. Go ahead, what else you got?
Okay, so David Blaine then went into 3rd place on ABC. NBC drops to 4th with The Apprentice. The Apprentice coming in 4th just about every week now.
Yeah. I taped that last night. It's awful. It's unwatchable. Last night, I'm trying to figure out what they did. Oh, they tried to sell fucking Outback food outside of a ball game. Who can't do that? Who can't sell steaks to sports fans?
And it was driving me nuts. We have to go do research and see what the food is about. Steak. And I'm like, shut up. Like,
you know what steak is.
You had never seen a steak before, you dumb apprentice broads.
But they won, Fezzy. They came up with delivery. You can't stop them. You come up with delivery, and you deserve to become president of something. By the way, I walked past the Trump building today. It looked like shit over on the Upper East Side. I want to take a picture of that and send it into the networks. And they've been trying to rent office space, not office space, retail space for like the last year. It's just sitting empty. It's like about 68 and 3rd or something. Trump Park, I think it is. Parc. Not looking great.
That's where they have the office space for all these apprentice winners. Because there's just plenty of room.
Yeah, I said start selling some steaks over there. Do something. So, anyway, to get back to this 24, I think that show is just about done. I never hear about it anymore.
Yeah, it's, they'll probably kill off Kiefer Sutherland again. Something like that. Isn't that another one where they talked about doing a movie?
Yeah, they want to do a movie same time they're doing it, not even wait till the end of it. Do a movie that's just different from the series, and, it'll be its own place. I think it would be called, it would be just called 2, because it can only be 2 hours.
Right, yeah.
So 2. And it'll be done in actual time.
That's a show that people will always say, people that are fans of it will always say, you gotta watch 24. Have you checked out 24? You ought to try it. I can't, just from the commercials. The one commercial that turned me off on that thing is when the First Lady was being kidnapped because she got into the wrong limo. And that's just suspending too much disbelief for me that right now Laura Bush could walk into the wrong limousine and get kidnapped and taken away. I can't imagine an extra limo even getting close to the First Lady. Never mind her going, oh, this is my ride. Here I go. I'm off.
They are all black, though. Limos are all black.
I
Look
understand
at
that.
Broward County is burning down in front of us. It's burning down in front of us.
Yeah, that's completely out of control. Whole state of Florida's on fire.
I never want to watch the Fox News idiots. I either want to watch MSNBC, CNN, but I always get the Fox News on my TV, and Fezzi gets the CNN. And he hates the liberal news people. Despises them. Here's Andy. Andy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I was just going to let you know, I think Kiefer Sutherland just signed like a 6-year contract or something for 24, so you're stuck with that sucker for like 6 more years.
Well, I won't be stuck with it. I've never seen it before. That's the one good thing about TV. It's just not just one show. Not that I would hate it or think I do hate it. I don't know. I really don't like shows with a bunch of running around anyway. I just feel like it's stupid. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, pal.
Hey, man, 24, one of my buddies last season was actually played the son of one of the guys on the show, so I wanted to watch and see my buddy. Now my wife is watching it religiously, and I can't stand the show. I'm ready to throw the TV out the window.
Oh, because you only watched it because your friend was on?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes, then he turns out to hook up with some dude, so I didn't really want to watch that anymore. And my wife, she'll watch it every week, and just like Fezzi says, it's just unbelievable, the show. You just want to throw it out.
Well, my buddy was a bus driver on the show last year, so I had that going for me. By the way, he needs a radio. We got to take care of Billy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Have you looked into that yet, Earl?
Yeah, we're going to get him online, or it depends where he's listening to the show the most.
Have you emailed him yet?
No, I have not.
He's Weeble with like 16 E's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to keep typing E's into there until you get him.
What show was he on where he played the bus driver?
He was on...
Third Shift, Third Rock?
Third Watch.
Third Watch. Yeah.
He could have been on Third Rock.
I got a clip of it right here. I guess he was pretty drunk that night. I think we used to have him on here, didn't we?
Yeah, it used to be on there. His big line from his Third Watch episode.
I don't even know what's on here anymore. We have so many things that, when they added all these other banks, Fez, it just makes everything a mess.
Yeah, because it's...
All right, let's see. I think this is him right now.
Don't forget my balls.
Yeah, that's him. This is him on the show.
There's 7 dicks in my ass, and there's always room for 8. Nothing's better than 6-year-old balls.
All right, so that one we're probably going to have to get rid of.
Ah, you remembered my balls. Shove a potato in my ass and watch me make French fries.
I don't even understand that. Could that happen?
Well, I've never watched that third show regularly, so I don't know what goes on. Maybe it's a cooking show.
Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
I'm a big 24 fan. I just wanted to let Fez know that the president's wife got into the wrong limo on purpose. She was actually trying to prevent the Russian president from dying by her presence being there. So it wasn't a mistake. It was.
Okay.
Wait, Fez, let Jeff keep talking. I'm almost asleep. Go ahead, tell me more about it, Jeff.
I'm a big 24 fan, Ron. Okay? That's enough.
Tell me your favorite plot.
Great show.
Tell me
What's
your
that?
favorite plot.
My favorite what? Plot?
It's like a warm milk and a Quaalude. This guy's fucking talking to you.
So I
stand. Hold on, I'm starving. Earl, we got any lutes?
We just ran out of lutes.
I'd even do lemons if I have to. I'll even go that far.
So I stand corrected. It was a much more believable plot that the First Lady would use herself as bait to save the Russian president. Yes, you're right. Much more believable. I stand corrected.
Did you say Laura Bush would not do that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The real First Lady.
I thought the real First Lady caught a big perch and was so happy with himself. By the way, the president's numbers are down now as low as they've ever been. Where are we at, Fez?
We're at 31% in the USA Today Gallup poll.
Oh. I wonder where he is worldwide. I mean, if he's that bad in his own country. Worldwide, he's got to be like a 4.
Oh, yeah, and you're just wondering who that is.
Yet the papers are complaining that the new Tom Cruise movie didn't do as well as they wanted it to.
Right, yeah, they got Tom Cruise brought in $48 million for Mission Impossible 3. They were hoping for right around $60 million. Industry, I think the studio, and that's what industry experts were predicting.
But, Fez, $48 million is gigantic. For a film that looks like it cost a nickel to make, then he picked up another 70 worldwide. So he's already, in one weekend, made $120 million, and yet they act like the guy's washed up.
This is the Tom Cruise backlash, where it's like a $48 million domestic weekend, they're spinning it into a bad thing.
Who is, though? Not his own studio. They never said that they expected that, right? First of all, I thought films got worse and worse as they went along. Like Rocky 3 didn't do as well as Rocky.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they should, yeah.
So why would anyone expect him to do more, playing the same character and doing the same shit over and over? Jumping from a goddamn motorcycle to a truck and then off a bridge, and all this goes on for 2 hours. He's just jumping from place to place. He's running from fire. He's running from water. Constantly things are going to get him. I don't know why anybody would think any of it was watchable.
They should just have called it Run and Jump.
They should call it We Hate You for being a Scientologist. That's our big problem with you.
And quit jumping on couches.
Now, didn't Nicole Kidman have something wacky to say?
Yeah, she said, I think this was Vanity Fair. I'm not sure about the magazine.
Doesn't matter where, Fezzy. All we need is that quote.
Oh, okay. She said she still loves Tom Cruise.
And that's news. That's news. Why don't you write this down? I still love Nicole Kidman. Get that one out on a press release, Johnny. Get it out immediately. And say I would bang her any place. And by that, I mean physical place in the world or anywhere on her body.
Cool, boss. I'm on it.
That includes the bung. I got no problems down there. I got no problems at all.
Well, it shows you're willing to give.
I'll get right in there. Earl, would you?
Of course. Absolutely.
Eat?
She's eatable.
See, the brothers always come up short on the eating. I don't know what it is about white guys. The one place we're really brave, eating. We will eat it. Doesn't matter where, how, why. What about the Latins?
I think that's one of our stronger points.
You're eaters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Considering the food that you put away over the years, how dangerous that is. Anytime you're having a burrito, you're like, I hope I don't die. I hope I don't die from this. It's like eating a tapeworm. We do not mind the white guys. We will get right in there. But, Nicole, you would. Earl.
Strongly consider it. Even though I sat next to her, or actually a couple of seats away from her at a Prince show.
Yeah.
She is as pale as Dave. As like a porcelain doll.
What do you mean by Dave?
Like, just very pale.
But I never heard this term. Pale as Dave?
Yeah, he meant East Side Dave.
East Side Dave.
Okay. I thought it was like some old saying.
No.
I got no problem with the thin white Duke look for a woman. You could come in there with a snow white tan. I got no problems at all.
No, I'm not saying it's a problem. It's just I was amazed on how...
It looks beautiful on a woman. It looks sickly and chemo patient on a guy.
If we shaved Dave's head, he'd look every bit as good as powder. And I mean every bit as good.
That's not a good look, though.
Women love powder. Everybody went crazy for him when he became one of the Boondock Saints. I didn't see any women acting like they wouldn't be there. So she was too pale for you.
Yeah, she was scarily pale.
Let me tell you, when I'm done with her, she'd be even whiter. It'd be fucking blonde on blonde.
The life force was somehow sucked out of her.
Here's Julie. Julie, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
What's up, buddies?
Hey, buddy.
Listen, you guys are talking about the Tom Cruise thing and made $48 million, and that's wonderful. But there's a theater, the ArcLight, across the street from the Scientology Center in Los Angeles. And they had employees reporting that there were Scientologists going there and buying up to 900 tickets at a time.
What?
There's articles all over the internet. I was reading it this morning.
But anything real?
Yeah, no, really. Scientologists were going across the street to this theater, and some of them would buy up to 900 tickets at one time.
You know, I heard that before with L. Ron Hubbard's books, that they go out and buy massive amounts of his books. And a lot of these books he wrote long after he was dead. I don't know how he keeps writing books, but they keep coming out.
He's two-pack.
He's Machiavellian.
So you're saying, Julie, that these numbers, the Scientologists...
They bought it to boost up the numbers of the movie because they know that this guy is a complete moron.
But the same thing happened a couple of years ago. This is that church's version of The Passion of the Christ. When churches went in large groups to see that movie.
Yeah, but at least they saw it.
At least they sat in the theater.
You know what I'm saying, Fez? That's a different thing for... Other than, that'd be like me going, oh yeah, I want Mikey D's band to play Madison Square Garden, so I'll buy 14,000 seats, and they'll just sit there and play the chairs.
They'd be used to it.
What's the name of Mikey?
The movie.
What's the name of Mikey's band again?
Crankcase.
Yeah, we gotta change that name. I still like G-Vac and the Gangsters. Is that catching on at all?
It has with me.
All right, one person. How about you, Johnny?
Put me down.
I'm a real big fan. Like, who's a gangster in there?
Yeah, that's true. All right, why don't we go with this? Maybe a name that you might like. Junior Santana. Is that something that you'd be happy with? Is that a band you'd show up for? Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Santana. And it's just a midget playing fucking Santana music.
That would be the best. I would love that.
Cool. Well, didn't they do a midget Kiss review?
Yeah, there was like battling midget Kiss bands in Vegas this past month.
Vegas is the best. Fuck, it's like hit acid out there the whole time you're there. Just like eating shrooms.
In fact, one of the midget Kiss tribute bands tried to sneak in a club posing as the other midget Kiss band.
I'll say this, and I hope it doesn't come across as racist, even though it's not a race. I don't know what you would call it. I can't tell one midget from the other. And I hope that's not coming across bad, but to me, every midget looks alike. And if they happen to say, I'm not a midget, I'm a dwarf, then you got one by me, because I don't see the difference.
Well, hard to tell them apart, and then you put them in Kiss makeup?
Yeah.
Forget it then.
Every time I see a midget, I think to myself, is he from the Lullaby League, or what? Every time I think I recognize them from that film. It just drives me crazy.
Whenever I see a midget, I always think this. What would they look like normal?
What do you mean?
Like if they were a normal height and they didn't have the enlarged head and hips.
Why don't you do that with a retard then?
Oh, I do sometimes.
And what's normal to you? Would you say Earl is normal? Earl and Dave, could you believe that they are from the same species?
That's hard to imagine.
One that reflects light, the other one eats light like there's no tomorrow.
A black hole. Coalition.
I love that show. I really do.
BHC.
Yeah, I love it. I'm crazy about it. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, man, I just want to make a comment about Nicole Kidman. I'd love to fuck that pale bitch.
Scott, you wouldn't have a chance in hell. If it,
I know.
If there was some explosion and you and Nicole Kidman were the only two people left on a planet, I guarantee you she's straddling a dildo. I guarantee it.
But Nicole, I'm the only guy left.
Doesn't matter. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
We're doing okay.
Just to touch up on the dwarf and midget thing.
Yeah.
Dwarfs are usually about 4 feet, under 5 feet, and midgets are under 4 feet.
All right.
Just thought you'd like to know.
All right, what is over 4 feet?
4 feet, anywhere between 4 and 4'5".
Because you're acting like over 4 feet, everybody would be a midget. Everybody sees a midget.
Exactly. Those are considered.
You know who's a really good midget is Shaq.
Oh, he's a tall midget.
Yeah. Maybe the world's tallest midget. That would be a good name for... Wait a minute. What about for Crankcake's band name, Really Tall Midgets? Although you really couldn't even say that with that band. Oh, they're tiny people.
Could we put them in the Kiss makeup? And just go mini Kiss.
G-Vac would put on the Kiss makeup in a heartbeat. It's fucking tough enough keeping him without it. And the other question I had is, will Martian be singing with them this time?
If they know what sells tickets, yes. Yeah. If they know what people want, Martian will be fronting that band again.
Remember when we had people sing for them before? Now all those people hate that band. Every one of them. We had one of the young ladies in here the other day. Those assholes. Please don't tell me they're playing. Can't we just have a jukebox? I'm like, I thought you guys were friends. Because in the back of my mind, everybody's friends. That's the problem with me. I'm always surprised when people that I know don't like each other.
You would assume so. If we all hang out together at the same parties and stuff, you would just assume.
When Anthony told me that he hates Fez, I'm like, what? Really?
When did he bring that up?
Me, him, and Norton were talking.
Oh.
Opie had this thing of, let's come up with guys that you hate, and all of them picked you. Not me, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that much.
I picked Hitler. Wait, let me see this. No, I picked you and Hitler.
Man.
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, trying to fit in. I was really just trying to fit in.
Well, they're not your real friends.
Here's Chris from Ron and Fez.
They would make you choose between me and Hitler.
Yeah.
Midgets are in perfect proportion.
Tell me about it.
They're little tiny people. Dwarfs have the big, huge heads and the Vienna sausage fingers and the huge schlongs. They're just all wacky. But midgets are like Mishu, the little guy from Ringling Brothers. They're like all in perfect proportion.
God bless you.
Like little perfect real people.
All right, so there. Yeah. All right, thank you. All right, what are the ones with really pointy ears?
Elves.
I thought they were dwarves.
You think a dwarf has a pointy ear?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Johnny, if that's where you're going with this now.
That's what I thought.
You think dwarves make cookies?
I thought they did the little Keebler people.
You know, I know that you like to wear your hat askew, but why you do the same thing with your headphones? But one of your ears is always out.
Yeah, I got to make sure, like, if somebody calls on the back, I can hear.
Like who? Who's going to call you?
I don't know.
Steinbrenner?
Yogi Berra needs some fucking milk. You better be ready.
Tori's calling. The bullpen's empty. You're going in.
You ever see Yogi Berra hanging around there?
Yeah, he's a cool guy,
Yeah, he
man.
hangs out all the time. Huh?
Fart's a little hard, but he's cool.
How hard?
Pretty hard,
I mean,
man.
just fucking rips one?
Smells like onions, man.
Well, that means he's healthy.
Nah.
That means Yogi's healthy.
I like this new segment, Secrets from Inside the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are shocked that fucking occasionally Yogi has a big blast. He's got to rip one. You just act like you don't even hear it?
Like he caught me once, like kind of flinching.
Yeah, don't
which
flinch.
was really awkward. I
Yeah.
felt bad. I thought I was gonna lose my job. I was like, oh shit.
He ripped a gigantic onion fart, and you felt awkward about it.
Yeah, no, because it was just.
I would act like I had no idea it was happening. I would literally act like this.
Nah, it was pretty strong because you're in an elevator, so it has nowhere to go except around. It swirls.
What if you
around.
just took a handkerchief out and put it over your nose? And
I have no handkerchief.
Go like this. Yogi, how many rings you got? 10?
Hit him with that shock stick they gave you, right in the ass.
No, that's Fez. You're talking about a fucking Hall of Famer. You got to sit there and smell that fart with respect.
That's true. I'd be calling my dad. Guess what I just smelled?
I felt bad.
I'd take a mayonnaise jar, try to capture some of it, sell it on eBay.
Now, I did feel bad, though, because he wanted an explanation for what the look was for, though, which really made it bad.
What did he say to you?
What was that look about?
He said it just like that. I was like, when I pressed the button, I got an electric shock.
Smart.
That is good, fast thinking, Bronx Johnny.
You're trapped on an elevator and he's ripping those fucking farts?
Nah, it was only once. After that, I took off elevator duty. I can't do that with those guys.
And I would have to say this, Yogi, I got nothing but respect for you. But you fart outside the elevator, my friend. You fart outside the elevator. I'm not here to fucking smell this all day.
I'm not going to hear anything from Steinbrenner. You complain to Steinbrenner, I don't have a job.
Yeah, I would never.
I don't.
Keep that quiet. That's between me and you, bro.
Yep.
Keep it on the DL, as you guys say. Well, you know, I mean, everybody's got a job, Fezzy. You got to get paid in this world. You got to get paid. Some days, you're going to have to smell it, man. Some days you're just going to have to smell it.
Bronx Johnny, he's Yankee security. Some days he's throwing out a bunch of Red Sox drunk fans. Other days, it's the sweet perfume of Yogi Berra's onion ass.
Onion ass?
I'm starving. We got any onions?
Just ran out.
Or ass.
I'm hungry enough to have Yogi fart in my face right now. I would have him fart on some rye bread, and I would just fucking eat it.
Spicy!
I'm not hungry. I'm starving. All right, let's take a break. Back in a few moments, Ron and Fez. Ron and Fez show. Hey, we're going to be partying at Caravas in the Village this Saturday night.
I am looking forward to this. Caravas, great Greek place. We'll be partying downstairs with the band Crankcase.
They're now calling themselves Junior Santana, so that should be exciting.
Junior Santana will be on the bill. That's at West 4th Street in the Village this Saturday, starting about 8 o'clock.
Well, our friends ADF and Randy will be there, Fezzy. And Randy just wrote an email to us. Say Fez has the 24 thing completely wrong. He saw a commercial and just assumed what was going on, but he got it wrong. Why criticize a show if you've never seen it? That really is true, Fez.
Can't I criticize commercials? I've seen those.
You should just say, I don't like this commercial. But you said, I don't like this show.
The commercials are unbelievable. And even after it was explained to me by another caller what I got wrong, it was even more unbelievable.
You and Eastside Dave are the Half-Truth show. She also writes, I don't know if me and ADF should even show up this Saturday. So maybe you should apologize.
Oh, jeez, that would be a crying shame.
All right, here's Pete. Pete writes to us, hey, buddies, did Fez foot the bill for yesterday's lunch? Did Ron get his steak lobster and his $15 asparagus? Did you allow Earl to join you, or did you make him sit in his own section? Pete. Well, Pete, we did go out. At the last second, Fez takes us out to a really nice place, Bobby Flay's place. Bar Americaine, is that it, Fez?
Bar Americaine on 52nd.
Very nice place. Fez says no steaks for us, though. I had a swordfish with baby dill pickles, I guess. No, baby gherkins. I gotta tell you, Fez, was delicious.
Those were I've seen baby gherkins before. These were the babiest of the baby gherkins.
They were actually fetus gherkins.
Is it true what they say, tinier, tastier?
No, it was actually very tasty. You had a nice salad, right?
I had a Cobb salad. I've never had anything like that before in my life, and it was delicious.
Well,
it was so good.
It's hard to believe you've never had a Cobb salad before, but you've had one now and you feel good about it. Dave had the Kobe burger, which I refused to eat because the Lakers fucking just sucked up the place. 3 games. I will not eat a Kobe burger before that. For me, if it's Kobe now, Fez, it's garbage. Like, I'll say take the Kobe out, or you belong in a Kobe can.
Even if it's Kobe Japan?
I call that garbage Japan.
Those poor people.
I had an upset stomach, too, like last night, and I'm not attributing it to whatsoever the place. I'm attributing it to probably some of the puppet juice, but also the guilt that I had of eating a Kobe burger, because the guy ruined my whole entire life.
Well, I won't eat a rape burger. I will not sit there and eat a rape burger anymore. I have in the past, but no more.
Rape burgers.
So, no, Earl was punished and did not go with us. And Earl, would you say right now you're out of the gang? You're no longer part of the gang?
No, it's just I had a couple things I needed to take care of.
No, you didn't. We didn't invite you.
Well, I wasn't that also, but I also.
It was a good old-fashioned shunning, and we walked right past you.
You will not be going out with us today either. You are on the outs with us. And Dave, you're on the outs with me. You're not with Fez. Don't make me tell the fucking story. I'm furious with you right now.
All right.
I'm furious. And guess what you're doing after the show today?
Staying home.
No, you're making a phone call.
Okay.
Fucking hat-in-hand phone call.
All right.
And if I find out you're shooting off your pie hole again, I'm going to beat you with a shovel. I'm going to beat you with a shovel, and then through your dying death, make you dig your own grave.
And you better pray to L. Ron Hubbard or whoever your god is that phone call goes well.
Why do you assume he's a Scientologist?
He's creepy.
He's Catholic. He's creepy. He's Catholic. He's above you, really, on the pecking order of Christianity.
Oh, that's right. He's the albino monk from Da Vinci Code.
Silas. Did you read Da Vinci Code, Fez?
No.
Oh, I thought that was one of the... 40 million people read this book, and you're not one of them.
I'm waiting to see the movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The movie will probably be better because who wants to read about people running and jumping and, you know what I mean? It's like an action book. Like when I'm reading the book, I'm like, I like some of the like little tie-in things, but I don't want to hear, oh, the car was careening, so I ran. You know, it's fucking embarrassing.
If I'm writing a book about someone running, half the pages are just going to be huffing, puffing, huffing, puffing, where I fill up a lot of pages that way.
So you're going to write a book now?
Oh, I could. If I ever got the whim.
The wind is more like it. You watched a little basketball last night, Dave? You want to give us a little NBA update?
I did. Once again, my Phoenix Suns 130 over the despised LA Clippers 123.
Yesterday, I heard you say you were jumping from the Lakers to the Clippers.
It's done. That's off. That's off. There's no stopping Steve Nash. The single greatest player of all time, 31 points and 12 assists.
How was his ankle?
Game.
The guy is retarded.
If Fez, you score 31 and have 12 assists, your ankle's doing okay. You're not going to do that on a bad wheel.
He could have set the underwater breathing record last night as well as he did.
Here's Peter. Peter, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yes.
Is Earl out of the circle of trust?
I really believe that he is. He's out of the circle of trust. And here's the thing that kills me. I loved Earl like a brother until yesterday. I took Earl out with my family last week.
Yeah, I think Earl peaked, man.
Yeah, you definitely peaked, Earl.
I think yesterday was a bad day. It's just it was gloomy and whatnot.
You know what? If Earl wasn't in fucking problems with me, if we didn't have problems, I'd be extra furious with you. And then this little prick, after I hear the news from you, Fez,
right?
I call him last night. He doesn't call back. Mr. 9 to 5 doesn't call back.
It was, I did go to bed right before you called, and that's the truth.
You don't hear a phone ring.
What happens in the morning when you wake up?
I put my phone in silence.
In sprawling albino manor where you live. It's too far away from your bedroom to hear
a phone and have it on silence? What if something happened to your family?
Well, that's a good point. It doesn't really make too much sense.
I bet I don't have the family line, Fuzzy. I bet I have the work line, because he's Mr. 9 to 5.
You got the silencer. The silent.
Is that right?
The silent but deadly. That's what you got, Ronnie.
The fart line. That's what you fucking gave me.
No, I didn't.
Fart line may help you. Eastside Dave.
No, I gave you the good line. It's just...
And you wouldn't have gotten treated to that lunch either if I had known what was going on.
You know, as a matter of fact, you owe him $23 for that burger. That's a $23 burger and that little dessert, which was delicious.
The Blueberry Merlot Sundae.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, here's the thing. You hated our waiter. Our waiter was a great guy. Our waiter came around. We were like eating on the Food Network. He was explaining this and this. You're embarrassed around a waiter?
Yeah, what...
you get all tongue-tied and weird.
No, it's sort of like the elevator thing, but why do you keep talking to us?
He's explaining about the restaurant. He's proud of it. He's telling us about the food with the chef.
He was ordering me how to
He told you to slow down. You were fucking... It's a nice place to eat. You're eating it like you're standing in front of a goddamn burger cart out on the street.
Not just that, Ron.
What an animal. When you're eating like Jughead or Wimpy shoving hamburgers in your face, that a waiter has to tell you to stop and enjoy your meal. It's not going anywhere.
You know what he said it to us, the 3-year-old? Like you're worried he's going to choke after a while.
He gave me three different sauces for my fries. By the way, each of which was fantastic. But the one thing was, one was a sort of weird mayonnaise pepper sauce, and he said try with the fries. So I did. And then he comes back 5 minutes later. So how was the mayonnaise sauce? It was great. Did you try it with the burger yet? No. Well, try it with the burger, basically, is what he said.
And then, like an animal, instead of like putting some on your your knife and putting it on the burger, he attempts to dip his burger into this little tiny bowl that they had.
Yeah, I tried to give it nacho treatment. It sort of looked like regular nacho cheese.
And you left big hunks of bread in there. It was very disgusting. But then here's the problem. So why he's taking a beat down? You say that the server served us wrong.
Yes, he did serve us wrong. It's serve on the left, clear on the right. Serve on the left, clear on the right. Over the patron's left shoulder.
All right, but here's the problem. At the table, we were in a booth. You were to my left, so he came by, he served on my right.
Right.
So he didn't have to lean across you.
No, he should have leaned a little bit across me.
It would have been a lot. I mean, he would have had to put a plate all the way in front of your face.
2 feet.
Instead of 2 inches, the way he served to me. Now, I've never been a waiter before. Have you, Fez?
Never.
Now, so I never heard this, that you serve on the left and then you bust on the right, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
clear on the right.
He apparently hadn't heard it either, because he's not a waiter with talent.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
I mean,
this is a real deal.
Well-known thing.
This is
not just someplace where you've worked.
Any 4-star and above, it should be serve on the left, clear on the right.
And what is the reason for that?
It's just old school. It's just.
But everything has a reason, Dave.
Is it like a sanitary reason where you're taking dirty dishes away one direction?
It's tradition. It's this, like I was saying, it's, why do people take their hats off at the national anthem, at the baseball?
Respect.
And
that was easy.
You would show respect for the country and for the flag. That's why you take the hat off.
And they have to stand, too, at the...
Yes. All that is done for respectful reasons. It's not just done for no reason. So I have never heard this. I've never been a waiter before.
Yeah.
You may be right. My problem with you is most of the things that you say are so crazy that if I happen to know them, I know that they're false. Here's one that I have no knowledge about, but I have the feeling that you're just insane.
No. This is something that I was taught by my great maitre d', Phil. I won't give his last name. He had to retire due to alcoholism, but he was...
Letardo.
He sounds like the best.
He was a great waiter. Maitre d' at the Warren Hotel in Spring Lake, New Jersey, and says anyone who knows about waiting.
This was a very classy hotel you worked at, you're saying. Yeah.
Anything 4-star or above is serve on the left, clear on the right.
Then why are you so mean to waiters? Why do you act like they shouldn't interact? We really hit it off with that guy, and it was a very nice time with him. We were talking about foods. We were talking about... Bobby's Flay, and it was very nice.
We were talking about the restaurant. I found it really interesting and helpful, by the way.
I go to the guy.
He was inviting us back at other times, bringing us back for a brunch.
And every time the waiter would walk up to the table, Eastside Dave would get real red face and cringe, like here he comes again. Then anytime the guy would walk away from the table, he'd mutter some insult under his breath.
I don't know whether you noticed this, but you be the waiter and I'll be Eastside Dave.
Are you enjoying the sauces?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And he was trying to send them away, no matter what happened.
Yeah, then it's like you had those 3 different sauces to go with your meal. You didn't know what they were halfway through your meal because you didn't listen to the guy who told you what they were.
Well, the thing was Pushy Peter. I sit down, and as soon as I sit down, I go, I'd like a Kobe burger, medium well. I have my little order out there, and then as soon as I say it, he goes, Kobe meat should not be eaten medium well, sir. Make it medium.
No, he did not say that. He goes like this. It's 30% fat. The taste is in the fat. The chef recommends that you have it no more than medium, but he says you are the customer, so what you say will be okay.
I didn't hear that last part.
I swear to God,
I was seeing red at that point.
I swear to God, he did. He just tried to tell you the best way to order the food, since you don't normally have Kobe burgers in your life.
No, I don't.
He was totally trying to say that, but you kept interrupting him.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah, go away. Here's Hugo. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy boy.
I just want to point out, Dave, serve from the right, take from the left.
No.
Big dummy.
No. What state are you from?
Pennsylvania would be fun.
No.
Pennsylvania.
No, it's definitely not. It's serve on the left, clear from the right, which makes more sense.
Why?
No sense.
Why would one make sense more than the other? I'm not saying who's right. I just know nothing about serving.
Because most people are right-handed, and so you probably want to get their dishes away from them.
I mean, either way that you do it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird now that I think about it.
Yeah. So, but you were furious with him for not doing it.
Well, here's the thing, Ron. Here's the main thing. Even if it was that way, he was crisscrossing all over the place. Like, he served me on the left and cleared me on the right. So he did me right. But then he does you wrong, and I believe he might have done Fez wrong. So it's like, well, which one? You have to choose one of them. You have to stay left, right, or right, left. It's the way it's done.
Do you? Here's Brian, you're on Fez.
I hate to say it, but Dave's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You serve from the left with your left hand. You clear from the right with your right hand. That way you don't clumsily cross across the customer or invade a conversation.
But he was, in the case that we're talking about, we're in a booth. I am in the back right. Dave is in the back left. So he served me from the right.
It all goes in the toilet.
Yeah. See, there you go, Dave.
There you go. He's right.
We were in a booth. If he wouldn't have done that, he would have had to serve across you. And that's never the correct thing to do.
That's 10 times ruder than just not paying attention to left or right.
He would be taking my wonderful swordfish sandwich, sticking it under you. You would have some drippage from your nose. I'm going to end up with it.
Ugh.
After you drank puppet water all day.
No one said there isn't skill about being a waiter. I am refined. I am, Mr. Restaurant. I know how to operate.
Then why were you furious with a waiter that was hitting it off with the people that were at the table?
I didn't feel like he was actually. I think you guys were being courteous to him.
We were enjoying it. We were interested in the restaurant. We wanted to come back. We were having fantastic food. He was telling us what everything was going, what we could expect on a brunch.
You didn't think he was interruptive at all?
No.
Every 5 minutes he's back. We're trying to talk about topics and stuff. And
nobody was talking about topics. We were talking about food. There's no big business that we have.
No,
our one rule yesterday was Earl's out. That's all we had. That's the only topic of discussion.
Meeting adjourned.
Yeah. Which Earl says he doesn't care. He had some stuff to do that doesn't help the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that works.
I just meant we were talking about topical things. Like we were talking, basketball and stuff and this and that. And every 5 minutes it's like, well, why don't you pull up a chair, Mr. Waiter? Because
I would have loved for the man to pull up a chair.
Well, he wanted it to make it a 4-top. Come on, make it a 4-top then.
All right, relax.
I wish
put him in the producer's booth, Ron.
You've blown this out of proportion, and it's all silly talk.
I wish he had sat down and you had gotten up, Dave, and started busting tables.
From the left. I will.
Well, you bust from the right.
Ah, damn it.
We'll find it out. Just serve from the left.
Hey.
Clear from the right.
I'm spare Saturday nights and their Sunday brunches if they want some help. I'll teach that Pat Riley-looking motherfucker how to be a real waiter.
He did call him Pat Riley after he left. Sorry, Pat Riley. I eat the way I want to eat. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, the guy was back every 5 minutes because he's working for a tip. It's a fancy restaurant, and you expect the guy not to come back and, see how you're doing. He's telling you all this stuff because he's making $2 an hour.
Well, first of all, this guy was probably not making $2 an hour. I could tell at this restaurant they're probably making $10 an hour plus tips.
Yeah, don't offer themselves.
No question about it. But second of all, I just need no one needs 5 minutes. That's what kind of children? 2-year-olds need 5 minutes.
And this was another thing that had me furious yesterday. So we're having this lovely lunch. Beautiful girl working there as a hostess. She's a black girl. Dave keeps referring to her as Twana Brawley to me.
So wrong.
Or Rosario Dawes. I said one.
Whatever. The fact is, it's really embarrassing.
There was just a little resemblance.
And Dave, just so you know, every time you bitched about the waiter, his tip went up. Just to go above and beyond my tip thing that I had laid down for myself, that there was going to be new tipping rules.
What'd you give him, Fez? And be honest to Jesus.
I gave him 40%.
Holy shit. That's a lot. That's way too much.
And that's because why? The guy was fantastic.
I thought he was the best waiter I've had in years.
You guys have to remember.
You have to go back to BL at Hooters since you've been that happy.
There was also no one there, so he was able to give us primo service. And
you're just saying the service stunk. We said now you're saying it's primo.
No, I'm saying according to you guys, it's primo. But that's because he had nothing
like
else
a guy to come by and tell you to slow down eating.
Oh, because we're so dumb. We don't know what good service is.
Is that what you're saying, Dave?
No, I'm not saying.
I'll
that.
fucking drop you. Fudge, Ron and Fez.
Mm.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy boy.
You sound delicious, caller. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Marie. Listen, I'm a chef at a 4-star restaurant.
I got my own radio
New
show
York.
on satellite.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, Rob.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Listen,
all right, so let's just call this a tie. Let's call it a tie. There's no sense in sitting in here measuring dicks. We're both doing well.
Agree to disagree, you two.
No, we agree. We're both doing well. That's not a problem.
We're great. We're great guys.
Okay.
In a big, big way. Listen, anyway, personally, I like Dave, but I think he's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And you know, I know about the whole serve from the left, serve from the right thing. I went to culinary school. I work in this restaurant, and I've worked in a lot of real nice restaurants, and that is the industry standard.
Yes.
But when you're in a booth, Dave, you can't really do that. I mean, what do you want? You want the guy to lay across the table, or what?
I think he made an improvisational call, and I appreciated it. I did not want my food traveling under Dave's mug. I don't want it.
It was booth. It was booth-ish. But
no, it was a booth.
We were the back of the booth was up against a wall.
Yeah,
he couldn't get behind.
That's why
those
it's a
two
booth.
customers.
But I thought he did have enough room.
He would have. The only way to serve from the left would be to put that food under your face.
That's fine.
Traveling in front of me. I don't want it. That's swordfish, flown in special. It was so fresh. And thank God, I'd like to say this to Bobby Flay. Thank you for the avocado. The avocado is not used enough on the East Coast. Now, what were you saying, Dave?
I was going to say, all he could do is just formally say, "Excuse me, sir, please sit back." And then I would have sat back, and then he could put the food right over.
No, because it's not some fancy schmancy place. It's great food at a relaxed atmosphere.
$19 for a burger, Mr. B.
A Kobe burger, my friend, and it was $23. That's Kobe meat. That's the price of the meat. It's not there. They're not. It's not marching up. You spend fucking $10 at the diner.
That cow's coming over from Japan, dressed as a geisha girl.
Those cows are massaged, jacked off, everything to make sure that they're delicious by the time you get to them. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. This is really your fault, the way I look at it.
Okay.
You've given what is clearly a less than qualified person, that being Dave, an opportunity to kind of be on the radio and feel important, taking him from the position of waiter wherever he was.
I've worked for 3 years in radio, but that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Would you let him speak now? He's not.
Well, point being, if you, Ron, sort of kept him in his place, I think you give him too much sort of leeway. If he'd feel more closely related. He'd remember his roots, I guess, is the point.
Here's the problem.
He was.
And I will take some responsibility. Number one, Harry was such a nightmare disaster. As soon as he comes back, of course, he does have his job. But he was a disaster. Two, we said to ourselves, you know what? Let's go for the person who goes after the job the hardest. Dave did. We also wanted to use somebody from ronfez.net. We thought to ourselves, let's use somebody who can connect with the website, who'll keep posting, keep those people up to date. None of that has happened, Fez. The second he's got his job, he turned his back on ronfez.net. And they turned his back on him.
That was supposed to be a plus. He already had those connections made. It wasn't some new guy that nobody knew. It was supposed to be someone who's already pals with everybody we want to be connected with.
Right. We wanted somebody that the hardcores liked. Two, and I do take responsibility for this, but let's face it. I'm the dad, Fez is the mom. Who's doing the spoiling here? I don't think it's coming from the dad. Fez, you've spoiled this kid. Why is he going out eating a Kobe burger? If anything, he should have his nose pressed up against the window yesterday, watching when Earl's in trouble with me. Earl's the baby from my first marriage, and, we all come together. When Earl's in trouble with me, he gets no food. He goes to bed without dinner yesterday.
I started out yesterday so happy that Eastside Dave drank the puppet water with Kool-Aid. If I had known what else had gone on here, Dave, there wouldn't be another meal the rest of the year.
Earl, what's on the pad data right now?
Dave at lunch.
Change that to Earl's in the doghouse. Followed by... Then after that, Dave's in the doghouse. That pad data should be used all the time. I just got an email from XM.
I update it all the time.
All right, then I'm going to write back to them. You're a bunch of liars. You're a bunch of liars down there in D.C. Earl does everything. Look, now he's trying to type as fast as he can. You're a bunch of liars down there. He does everything.
Signed, Earl Douglas.
Earl, I don't know what happened with you. I do not want to happen with you. Andy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Gentlemen, I was thinking perhaps Dave sounds a little bit jealous. Perhaps the waiter was cutting in on his mommy and daddy time, as you had described.
He was jealous because we finally had a waiter that looked like he knew what he was doing, that was comfortable in his own skin. And here's the problem with you, Dave. You're not comfortable being Dave.
No, I mean, yeah, there's definitely his confidence was a little overwhelming. I mean, with the cologne and the slicked back hair.
I smelled no cologne. I thought his hair looked fabulous.
The tie and the good posture. And, accenting every little, there's blueberries and pushy and make sure you put the blueberry sauce on.
Yes, he's teaching us about this wonderful dessert of his. He was proud.
The best way to eat it.
You look like a red-headed, unmade bed that's been pissed in. And you're going to judge him.
Do you have trouble talking to other people? Because Eastside Dave, you totally panicked talking to the waiter. You were so intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think, I just didn't feel like talking with that gentleman. Maybe it was a waiter thing. I mean, he probably sensed what a good waiter I am, which is why he wanted to make me feel like garbage at the table.
Here's Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I have to agree with the previous call about the jealousy, for one. And also, it just sounds like Dave is just doesn't appreciate Fez's generosity yesterday. He just sounds so unhappy.
That's a very good point. At one point, he was complaining about the bread basket not coming back. And I had to turn to him and go, Fez is here to have a pleasant lunch that he has set us up for. A pleasant lunch. We should behave pleasantly.
The one thing I wanted to accomplish with that lunch is just a complete state change of when we walked out of this building yesterday.
There is a lot of stress around here with our show lately.
Yeah.
Where I'm at the point, I'm a fucking race car and I'm redlining right now, Dave. I'm fucking redlining.
All right. I am not familiar with NASCAR terms.
Well, the thing is this, I'm overheating.
Oh.
The last thing you want to do is push me by complaining that the cornbread's a little late. The waiter was nice enough to come over and explain to us why. Because, the time that we get off, it's like a split shift, blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't know that because you're too worried and sweating all over yourself that a human is talking.
Well, I was never, don't anyone let themselves think I was blaming Fez for that.
I'm saying it brought down Fez. I'm taking you boys out for an enjoyable meal, and then he hears you complaining about bread. Then that's not going to make him feel like he's, earning his buck back.
That's why, we could have gone to the diner. I didn't want to go to that diner because it was going to be a reminder of this room here and everything that went on yesterday.
Oh.
All right? So what I wanted to do is take us to a brand new place that none of us had been, with something we could look forward to, and be there in a nice, relaxing, just don't think of anything else but this delicious food in front of us atmosphere.
Yeah, okay.
Enjoying each other's company.
Right.
Making small talk.
And be friends again.
And have a four-top with Pat Riley, the waiter, I guess.
See, that makes Fez fucking feel...
No, the meal was awesome.
But you're saying Fez is already paid no matter what happens.
The meal was
You're finding the I didn't even hear you talking about how great that food was, and it was all fantastic.
It was amazing, actually.
And yet, you're talking about the fact of what you weren't happy with. That's the problem.
Your entire meal, I had to ask you if you were enjoying it. The burger, the fries, the frites that came with it.
Well, it was...
You never offered up that you had a good time. And I'm thinking, all right, Fez Marie, why should you possibly go out of pocket to do a team-oriented thing again when all I got was redheaded complaints?
The food
Wouldn't you feel the same way if you were me?
Most likely. How about this? we go out to lunch today on me.
So you top Fez. That's your point.
No.
Your point is I'm going to top you.
All right, well, then everyone can only have salads, so there'll be no way financially for me to top Fez, but at least we'll be eating from a swank restaurant. Any restaurant in town is out on me, including dessert. Okay?
Why just salads?
We're going to have salad and pie.
Where are we going, to fucking bunny house?
No, I will take everyone. We can go right back to the place. You know, and if Pat Riley's there, I will convert with him as nice and polite.
I'm not showing up there at 3:30 every day. Like a fucking regular.
Now he's turned it into Mel's fucking diner.
Yeah, we're just turning it into the other diner. only it's nicer and bigger.
I cannot understand why you can't let Fez have his little fucking moment in the sun.
That is my fault, and I do apologize.
And again,
I apologize for everything on yesterday.
And I don't even know if you noticed this, Eastside Dave. To make the day more enjoyable, I got the stick out of my ass and enjoyed some real food, not this stupid diabetic heart diet that I've been on for months now. I had things that I wasn't supposed to eat for basically the first time since my heart attack because I didn't want to bring down the mood.
Fez, you see I had a tear in my eye watching you get fatter and fatter. I loved it. I felt like I might even see a heart attack at the end of this meal.
I felt it.
Brett, you're on Ron and Fez.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're happy because there's just been a lot of anger and negativity coming over the airwaves, and I don't know how to handle it.
What are you talking about, Brett?
You sound so angry and bitter all the time.
I am angry and bitter right now.
Well, that's it, but I think you have to think of Fez and his health. You don't want to have to go back to soundboard, Fez, do you? I mean...
Actually, most people are saying that's the best shows we've ever done.
Well, yeah, but...
Why'd you have to bring up the soundboard, Brett?
Well, I have to do something. I just want everybody to be happy. When there's happiness, you know, the customers are happy, the listeners are happy, even XM is happy. Everybody's happy.
Brett, I went out of pocket yesterday to make sure everyone was happy.
All right, Fez, enough of that, okay? It's starting to fucking go too far now. Big fucking deal. Instead of 40, it was 80. Let's not make a fucking huge deal out of it. Why didn't Bronx Johnny go? Oh, yeah, I forgot to sign.
He did go, and then ended up busting tables for some reason.
Al, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Why is it that, you know, you keep this Dave around and all he did was bitch, piss, and moan about the entire meal and the waiter and the whole 9 yards, and you leave Earl out in the dark where I don't think Earl would do half the shit that Dave did.
Let me tell you something. If I would have found out the shit that Dave started yesterday, if I found out during the daytime, what I found out at night, he wouldn't have fucking been there with me. Matter of fact, there wouldn't have been any lunch yesterday. There would have been no lunch. I wouldn't have been able to go. I'd have been that fucking frustrated. To me, you're off the rails more than Earl is. Earl and Dave, they're always fuzzy talking about how much time they're here. What are they fucking accomplishing? What are they doing?
That's what I'd love to know, because apparently it's all hours. Mm-hmm. You know, how many times do we hear, I didn't get out of here till 9 o'clock last night. I didn't get out of here till 10 o'clock last night. I've got to see some results.
Bronx Johnny wants to fill me in on what's happening. Bronx Johnny will tell me anything I need to know, Fez.
Bronx Johnny is like truth serum in the staff.
And now that guy from Maryland's acting like I'm always in a bad mood because he doesn't understand what happens.
To be fair, boss, Earl was here Friday. I had to come back to pick something up. He was here, it was about 9-ish.
Yeah.
He was still cutting some stuff.
But is any of it getting on the air, Johnny? That's my question.
That I would have no idea. Him and Dave, they both put in the hours, though.
But what is happening? What do one of those guys say that this got on the air?
We understand they're filling out a timesheet.
That I admire. I love the amount of overtime they both get. But what's happening? I know the Yankee games are being watched.
But what can I put my hands on? What can I touch that's getting accomplished? What can I hear in my headphones? Those are the questions, Bronx Johnny, I need answers for.
Johnny, I wanted you to take the two of them aside and try to find out these things.
I hear you both.
See if this is something either one of them even wants to do anymore.
Maybe instill that Hispanic, that Latino work ethic. That's notorious. Neither one of these guys had to come here on an inner tube from Ecuador.
Here's Rich. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Ron, maybe you'll feel better if you get off your chest what Earl and Dave did. Not that I'm being a nosy prick or anything.
Well, Earl's just not following up things he needs to follow up. His is just standard. Dave's, on the other hand, I guess he's running a fucking gossip column out of here. He's talking about this person and that person from XM. It's getting back to those people, and then they call me and Fezzy. And that's why you're going to make a fucking phone call after the show today, Dave.
And it's something that Dave could have brought up at any point yesterday.
Why didn't you, Dave?
In fact, I didn't find out till night, and then I told Ronnie 2 seconds after I heard it.
Is that right?
Well, there's a carny trying to drown himself, trying to enjoy that.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch carny stuff all night, Dave, while you're, I guess, sleeping. No, you're not answering.
Phil Collins put it best. There's no reply at all.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking last night. It was.
Now remember when I asked Earl to put Earl's in the doghouse? Earl put in Earl's a mutt. People are going to tell me, Earl. They're going to tell me what's happening.
Right now it says tension on the show.
Was that right? See, everything should be a good day. Every day should be a good day. We're going to party with Crankcase this weekend. You were going to sing. You might not be going to this now, Dave, to see all your RonFez.net fans. You might be done after today, as far as I know.
Yeah, Lord knows how that phone call's going to go on the other end.
If I was you, I'd just make monkey noises back and forth and maybe they'll understand.
Well, what if I am still here? Can I go to the party or no?
Oh, man, it's like a fucking kid, isn't he?
Yeah, just annoying.
Pushing.
What if I get a D instead of an F?
Oh, he gets a D. I fucking know that for a fact.
Then can I go?
He gets a fucking D right in his A. So anyway, get back to basketball. What happened? What happened in the Heat game?
The Heat got crushed by the New Jersey Nets, 100 to 88. But Mr. B, that game wasn't nearly as close as the final score indicates.
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. Vince Carter dominated once again, and Jason Kidd, the greatest point guard in the history of basketball.
Oh, is that right? Well, I'll call Utah and tell them the bad fucking news.
Jason Kidd.
Who played in Utah?
It's John Stockton.
You think that Jason Kidd's better than John Stockton?
Absolutely. John Stockton.
All right, Earl, I hate to wake you up. Is he... he just gives me the big, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Earl, I hate to wake you up. Jason Kidd over John Stockton?
Never.
Career-wise?
Of course you side with Mr. B, but how many...
That took a lot of guts for him to stand up and agree with me.
Yeah, real guts.
That took a lot of bull.
Yeah, that was huge guts there.
Who would not agree with that statement, though?
Triple doubles, look them up. Fuck it, and if you're going to go by...
Lifetime assists, look it up.
Well,
lifetime assist.
He's got 7 more years in him, Ronnie.
All right, we'll see in 7 years.
And furthermore...
Yeah.
Stockton, NBA Finals, sure. Back-to-back. So did Jason Kidd. Back-to-back NBA Finals. And no one's ever really talked about John Stockton as an NBA MVP.
You
they had with Jason Kidd.
All right, Charles Barkley. You're familiar with him, right?
Yes, I am.
You actually were saying today that you love him, right?
Yeah, I do love Charles.
Guess who we said the all-time greatest point guard is?
Magic Johnson?
No.
Don't tell me. Bob Cousy?
No.
John Stockton.
Thank you, Earl.
Well, Charles
is... Ballsy move, Earl.
I love Charles, but he's gotten a little weird and fat.
But and other all-time great point guards said Stockton's the greatest point guard. I think Cousy said he was the greatest point guard.
Oh, of course.
He's the best.
Real surprise there, sticking with the white people.
Oh, don't make this into a race thing for one fucking day. One day, let's not make it about race. Let's just be here, men, human men,
Why was John Stockton good? Just because he would give a two foot drop off to Karl Malone. Karl Malone gets 30 points every night. Karl Malone's the all-time scoring leader. John Stockton was fortunate enough to play with him. I could play with Karl Malone.
Go.
But the point guard is the general of the court. He makes everyone around him better or worse. And look at the teams that went to the final. Those Utah teams that went to the finals. Can you name other guys? Like, those guys were not household
names.
Yes,
Jeff Hornacek, for one. What? Wait, what do you mean? Jeff Hornacek is a great basketball player.
Spencer Felton. Who's the other guy? I mean, these guys were statues, but he made them all better.
They had the big white center.
Scott Bradley?
No,
Greg Ostertag.
Yeah,
not exactly Hall of Fame guys, but those were great teams.
How many Hall of Famers has Jason Kidd played with? He's got Vince Carter.
One.
That's it.
No, Carter will go.
That's what I'm saying. And
what is your point?
My point is, I want my point guard not only to be the floor general, or if he can play defense, if he can get 12 rebounds. Jason Kidd gets you 12 rebounds. If he needs assists, he'll get you assists. And if Jason Kidd needs you to get 30 points, he does that too. He is multi. And
you act like that Stockton only did assist. He did nothing else. The guy could hit 3 points. He could steal the ball. Play great D. He was unbelievable.
I think he was all defense his entire career. Also.
All right, here's Eric. Eric, you're on Fez.
How you doing, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. You just said that you think that the best point guard should be able to play defense. Do you know who the number one steals leader of all time is?
All time.
Michael Jordan,
Stockton, buddy. John
Stockton.
Yeah.
Number one steals of all time.
Yeah, but steals is a weird stat. Steals is more about being in the right place at the right time. It doesn't mean.
Well, that's a hell of a thing to do. Be able to do in sports. Be in the right place. Well, in sports, you don't want to be at the wrong place, wrong time.
I mean, Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Never led the league in steals.
Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Eastside just has to stop yapping. There's a guy playing for Phoenix that is better than Jason Kidd right now. Steve Nash.
That's picking up the MVP year after year. I don't see anybody throwing it out to Kidd. Not that I hate Kidd, but you always yell out all time. All time.
I just called Steve Nash maybe the greatest player ever, like a few minutes ago. But
then why did you just not even give him point guard?
Because he's all-encompassing player, whereas Jason Kidd is just
Dave,
point guard.
We lost you, buddy. Here is Tony. Tony, you're on Fez.
Hey, Dickless Dave.
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double and was all-world for everything he did.
Chip on his shoulder.
Now, here's the thing with Oscar Robertson. No one ever has any sense of history. All history goes back about 18 months with people now. So, everyone's acting like the Big O never played the game.
But if you put me back when the Big O was playing, I'd get about 28 and 12 every night.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Ron, was the level as good now or then as it is now?
You're not good enough to play on any level at any time. You're not good enough to make a CYO league.
I played freshman year, high school.
But he was also going up against guys like, those Celtics teams, those Laker teams, the Philly teams. I think the Philly. He averaged a triple-double in his prior career.
Oscar Robertson had Kareem on his team, for fuck's sake, and couldn't win a championship. What a loser!
You're insane. You're absolutely.
You really are insane.
You're nuts.
Seriously, it's hard to talk with you.
And that guy has got such a chip on his shoulder, and he always is.
You got the chip on your shoulder. That's the chip I see. Waiters, basketball players, everything. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Fez. All right, here's another Jim. Jim, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies, I wanted to call out Eastside Dave. Karl Malone, he said, was the all-time leading scorer. He's not. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is true.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Nor at any point of his career was. What did you get? Tall black men confused? Let me guess.
The mailman should have delivered that letter to you.
We're going to have to look that one up. But
we don't have to look that up. Malone doesn't have more points than Kareem. Earl, do you have the stats?
Career highlights for John Stockton. Selected as one of the greatest players in NBA history. One of the 50 greatest.
What does that mean? So what? So was Bill Walton. I'm not putting him as the greatest center of all fucking time.
You bring his name up every day.
That list.
Guys, you got to hear more. Go ahead.
5-time NBA All-Defensive Team.
Unbelievable.
So what? Michael Jordan was like 10-time.
10-time All-Star selection.
Wow.
Co-MVP.
Magic Johnson made about 15 All-Star teams. Next one.
He was co-MVP of the
We're not
NBA
talking about
All-Star
Magic
game.
or
we're
we
talking
were
about
Jason Kidd. That's
All right.
where this started. It's all we're talking about.
Well, I kind of put it into point guards in general.
But you shouldn't. You said Jason Kidd was the greatest. Then you've named 5 that are better than him.
Okay, 10 All-Star games? I'm going to look up how many Kidd has, because Kidd's going to have at least 5 more years.
One more. Ranked second in the all-time list in games played.
Wow.
Broke John Havlicek's record of 1,270 games played with one franchise. Played in every game of 17 of 19 seasons.
Iron Man.
You know what that tells me? He's a compiler. He's not a real record breaker. He just compiles stats because he's been on the court for so many years.
Why do you hate him?
Wait, here.
Why hate this guy?
Short shorts and a dentist's haircut.
You got to wear the shorts of your era. You can't. That's not up to you.
But they were in the NBA Finals in 1998. He was still wearing the
Here's
short
another
shorts.
one. Holds record for most seasons leading league in assists, 9. Most assists in a single season. And highest single-season assist per game average.
That'd be fine if assists was the end-all, be-all for point guards.
Why wouldn't it be?
It's not. Championship rings is. And when Jason Kidd gets me my championship
You're
ring
not going
this
to get
year...
one from him.
We're getting them this year, Mr. B. And then...
You didn't even pick them this year. You picked Dallas. What happens with you? When you walk in this room, do you think the rest of us don't remember yesterday?
No, it's just, did you watch the game last night? I mean, after yesterday's performance...
I had a monkey underwater. I had to watch him.
They fucking annihilated the Heat. They got 37 points in the first quarter. It was.
I don't think they're going to beat the Pistons.
Nets?
Yes, Nets.
I don't think there's a way for the Nets maybe to lose another game for the rest of the playoffs after yesterday.
What will you do if they lose another game?
Another game?
What will you do?
And if it can make things better for everybody?
Well, you got a phone call to make things better. That's on your own.
I'll do the powder thing. You wanted me to shave my head and look like powder?
I don't know if that makes you look better or worse.
No, that would make me look a lot worse, I think. Not having hair would be actually like...
Earl goes every day without having hair, and it doesn't make him a hero.
Yeah, but black guys are able to...
Don't be racist.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean...
Don't be racist with me for one day. I just want a day free of racism.
White people are so scared of black people.
You know that guy from Maryland, he's wondering why I'm cranky. This is why. I gotta hear the fucking nonstop racism. I don't need it, Dave. I don't need it.
Tonight's games, you got Cleveland at Detroit. That's the first game at 7 o'clock on TNT. Detroit leading the series 1-0. And then the second game tonight, 9:30, Game 2, Dallas at San Antonio.
Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Good.
Between Stockton and Kidd, Stockton never went home and punched his wife in the face either.
Look,
So I think
and if we're talking white beaters, I will put Jason Kidd up there. I put him up in a Sean Connery range.
Wow.
I really, I think the best of him when it comes to that.
That's Hall of Fame.
If people think John Stockton never slapped his wife around, they got another thing coming. The guy looks like he's the stereotypical closet freak. He sniffs people's panties. Look at him. He just looks like one of those weird people.
You realize you're on the air now, and you're making these disparaging remarks about a gentleman that you don't know.
I mean, to me, like, being named one of the 50 greatest players alone is an honor. That's a pretty big honor, all by itself.
That list was compiled before Jason Kidd hit his prime. I mean, you have to understand these things, Earl.
Was that before he lost the 2 championships?
This list was before it, because it ended the thing. It ended the decade of 99.
But I believe other players made that list from all eras.
Yeah, 48 other players. It's the list of top 50.
No, I'm saying the players selected that list. Great, they polled all of the all-time great players.
John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, I think you guys should just put this guy on that pros versus Joes and let him see how good he really is.
I would actually not. I'd put him on Joe's versus Schmoes. You are not the athlete you claim to be.
I'm without question the best athlete probably in these offices and maybe more. I can do everything. I can play basketball. I've got a deadly three-point shot. You saw me yesterday demonstrating my swing. I can hit doubles till there's tomorrow. I'm a great swimmer, Ron.
You're a fucking Punch and Judy fucking swinger. Yeah. You're going to get a fucking occasional linear. Most of the time, you're going to try to fucking ground ball with eyes. That's all you're looking at.
And swimming would expose too much of that white skin. You look like David Blaine after 7 days in the tank, and that's your everyday look.
Hey, Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what's up, Ron and Fez?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Earl, please back me up. Tell Eastside Dave that the pick and roll is one of the most dominating offensive moves in NBA history, and that's what made John Stockton one of the greatest point guards of all time. Hey, you can score off of it, plus you get plenty of assists. That's the reason why he led the league 9 years, 9 times.
But the pick and roll is the key to every championship. Every coach from Red Auerbach on down will say that. If you can master that play, you will win. You will be successful in the league.
That's a talk about one-trick pony. That's why I hated the Utah Jazz for all those years. Pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. Or you can come watch New Jersey Nets basketball, get yourself some alley-oops with Richard Jefferson and Vinsanity.
Yeah, but the pick and roll, it got him into the playoffs how many years in a row?
By the way,
it's a successful play.
I just got something here, Ron, that says 7... Jason,
who handed that to you, by the way?
Lil John.
Good, because I want to know that he's on his way out. All right, go ahead.
7-time NBA All-Star, so maybe not as much All-Star as John Stockton.
Who?
Fine. Jason Kidd, 7-time All-Star. But all I'm saying, they said John Stockton was a 10-time All-Star.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get him an All-Star appearance in these next 3 years.
Let's take a break here. Well, are you taking off, my man? Bronx Johnny's got to go up and take care of Red Sox Yankees. We'll talk to you later, Johnny. You're a good man.
See you, Bronx Johnny.
You are a good man. I'm going to miss that kid when his little thing's over. It's coming up soon. Do we got our new interns?
We're interviewing a few more today, actually.
Dave?
Yeah.
Are you a part of this at all?
He wants me to be a part of it now.
Because he's fucking up?
No.
He's going to invite you in?
No, Earl invited me. I said sure.
All right. God, I got a headache every day around here. Every day is a headache for me. Every day of the week. This feels like a headache.
Maybe you want some... Oh, maybe get some lunch, For real, because...
You're not going to lunch with us anymore until you get this thing straightened out.
No, I mean, I'll buy you and Fez lunch right now.
He's trying to buy his way back.
No,
That's how he makes things go away.
You know what? I want a $35 lunch. You just give me the $35. I'll grab it when I get a chance. Just pay me to shut up now. $35 is my asking price.
Bill, can you grab my wallet? I got 35 on
I
me.
want 35 a day, every day, to stay off your ass. For 35 a day, I'll give you
35 a day?
Every day. That's right. That's what happens when you show weakness in this world. You give over your lunch money once, you're going to give it over every fucking day.
It's Patsy going into the egg store.
I just had like a flashback of my entire second grade lunchtime.
I want 35 a day. Here, hand me that wallet. Let me see what's in there.
He's the only person I know that has no problem leaving his wallet laying around because there's nothing in it.
Who would know what it is?
No, there's some cash in there, Mr. B.
All right, let me go through.
And a big-ass card.
Let's see. 15.
There's a 20 on the bottom.
Okay, there you go. Here's today's 35. I'm going to give you back.
What's left, Ronnie?
5 ones. 5 chewed up ones. And here's what I'm going to do, Dave.
Yeah?
That's today, my friend, my buddy. Earl, I want you to stay off Dave's ass. Fezzy,
yeah?
I want you to cut this Dave a break. He's with me.
All right.
All right, he's good people. All right? Hey, I'll fucking see you tomorrow at noon. Have the 35. All right?
All right.
Let's keep this going on. All right, Red. We're going to take a break. Right back, Ron and Fez.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Now, for one, when it comes to David Blaine, and I have to, excuse me, I have to tell you, when it comes to David Blaine, and you're talking about, excuse me, when it comes to, a lot of smoke in here. Somebody's in that smoke. It's the Nature Boy! Listen up! This is the Nature Boy! Woo! And today, all the talk is about the mighty David Blaine. And he's doing the impossible, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. And we're all supposed to bow down to the great magician. Well, guess what? You waterlogged ham and egger. Not me. Not the Nature Boy. Woo! Woo!
What's this big stunt you've pulled off? You've somehow managed to stay wet for 7 days straight. Big deal. I once kept that cold fish Joyce DeWitt wet for 7 nights straight. That, my friend, is an achievement. Whoa! Blaine, you're supposed to be the toast of Broadway. Tell us, what's the great secret to this feat? Remembering when to turn on and turn off the hose? You got people lined up down the block to see ya. You'll have millions tuning in to watch you on TV. Well, Mr. Limpet, I've got that too. But the difference between you and me is that I don't have to sit in a giant water balloon to do it. You know what I have to do to garner that kind of attention? I simply step out of a limo. Or I walk into a room, or flash this $1 million smile while ordering a mimosa. That's all it takes. Why? Because I am the Nature Boy. Woo! Tonight, big man, you'll be in chains and handcuffs. I'll be high and dry in Rolex watches and Armani sunglasses. You'll be holding your breath. I'll be taking away the breath of Miss Linda Carter, TV's Wonder Woman. You'll be riding in the back of an ambulance, and I'll have women banging on my hotel room door wanting to ride Space Mountain. Woo! Now you tell me, who's the bigger star? Looking at you, Blaine, the only positive I can see in this is that you're finally getting a bath. And I'm warning you once. Forget this stupid stunt. Get out of this business, David Blaine. Don't make me walk that aisle and get in that fishbowl, because if I do, you'll be setting another record. The first punk to be on the business end of an underwater figure 4 leg lock. Woo! Woo! Bottom line, Blaine, there's only one limousine riding, Learjet flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, son of a gun attraction in this town, and you are listening to it. It's the Ron and Fez show with the badass Rob Bennington, the Road Dog Fez Marie, and me, the Nature Boy. Woo! And you and your pruny hands, David Blaine, you may not like it, but you will learn to what? Love it! Why? Bottom line, because we are the best thing going today! Woo! Woo!
The Nature Boy!
Woo!
There he goes, the Nature Boy!
Woo!
Yeah! There he goes. Well, he's behind the curtain. There he goes. All right, talk about anger issues. That's a guy who really has some anger issues.
And probably thrilled that David Blaine didn't complete his mission completely last night and didn't get the underwater breath-holding record.
Loser! You only held your breath for 7 minutes after being underwater for a week.
What a quitter.
Yeah. I wonder if he misses his friends under the seas. I really do.
I wonder if everything looks weird to him from seeing everything from a fishbowl point of view for the past 7 days, if now regular vision just looks crazy to him.
Well, did you ever see the side vision where his head was out of the water and it looked really tiny and his body looked huge?
Oh, yeah, Pinhead.
Hey, Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddies?
Hey, buddy.
The Nature Boy sounded a little out of breath there. He might need a little more rehab before he tries that one again.
Well, you know, the Nature Boy is not in the, doesn't have the same cardiovascular skills he used to have.
No, that's absolutely true, that Nature Boy. He may have had a stent, too. I'm not sure.
Boy, he leans on that like there's no tomorrow. Every day I gotta hear the word stent. My dream right now is to have one day without hearing about stent.
Or Bill Walton.
Oh. That's all I'm after. Let me see this. Looks like Blowhard, who we haven't heard of forever. sending me an update. Quentin Tarantino dismisses the Hendrix film. So he said, no, never was supposed to make a Hendrix film. So, God forbid anybody should quote that IMDb. It's got garbage, English garbage or English Kobe for news nowadays.
I got some gossip tidbits for you here, Ronnie.
You got a little gossip for me?
Some blind items.
Now, what exactly is a blind item?
It's a gossip story. It's a rumor that's out there. There's sources, there's witnesses, but it can't be substantiated. So you never want to mention the person by name.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to allude to the fact that we know this story's out there, and it could break at any moment. It kind of makes the celebrity a little bit nervous, because they're going to know exactly who the gossip person's talking about with a blind item. Here's one. Which current U.S. president is suffering from a poor approval rating of only 31%? Just asking.
It's not a blind item. There's only one president. It's President Bush.
Oh, see, you weren't supposed to be able to decipher that.
Yeah. And that's your whole thing? The blind item is the guy who you're basically reading the headline.
No, these are gossip stories that are going around. I can't confirm or deny, Ronnie.
I can confirm those. He is the president. He does have a low approval rating.
Which guitarist from the world's greatest rock and roll band was really feeling the pressure this week and had to have it released with brain surgery in New Zealand? Just asking.
Keith Richards. And this was a stunning story because we were never let on that he was this badly injured. I got very nervous yesterday when I heard Keith having brain surgery.
Yeah, they were talking about that he was able to speak to his family after the surgery.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, was it that serious that he had lost the ability to speak? The blood clot that bad?
They said he was mumbling, and they couldn't understand anything that he was saying.
If they can finally decipher him, then it is a medical miracle.
You know what? Wouldn't that be weird if Keith is like this? Thank goodness that's over with. And I'm back to the speech that I've always wanted.
The lobotomy worked.
I'm a real boy.
All right, see, I seem to see right through that blind item. Try this one. Which well-known street magician is rumored to have spent the last 7 days living in a giant aquarium, only coming out when he didn't break the underwater breath-holding record? Just asking.
That's David Blaine, and we talked about it for an hour today.
Man.
I don't know whether you're doing this on purpose or it's to annoy.
No, these aren't supposed to, you're not supposed to know the name. It's just supposed to fuel the rumors. Let me try this. Which congressman and member of a famous American family whose name rhymes with Hannity will be spending some time in rehab after a drug-induced D.C. car crash? Just asking.
Patrick Kennedy.
God, you're good.
Congressman from Rhode Island.
It's like you're reading the tabloids every second.
Well, it's in the New York Times. It's in the Washington Post. And, drunk family rhymes with Hannity. Not hard to do.
Huh. All right, just try this last one. Which well-known husband of Katie Holmes didn't bring home quite the payday everyone was expecting with Mission Impossible 3? Just asking.
Tom Cruise. We also talked about that, and it's front page of Variety.
All right, it can't be a blind item if you're going to say the name.
Right. It can't be a blind item if it's so obvious and it's already been in the news.
If everyone knows, that just takes all the fun out of blind items.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
So you don't have any real blind items?
No, I had those. But somehow you, the wind talker, you cracked my code.
What calmness is a big gay hack? Just asking.
I'm sure I don't know who you mean. Now that's a blind item.
Chill.
TiVo alert for tonight. It is sick birds going up against the final four of the American Idol contestants. Bird flu in America, fatal contact is on ABC.
Yeah, I think you run anything against that juggernaut over at American Idol right now. Fez, did you see the article this week about how many people are getting rich off of American Idol?
Oh, yeah, I was looking at that.
The amount of money that's just coming in, that's going to the record companies, that's running through the. I guess they said this is the biggest show we've ever really had in TV for this type of thing. To really go from place to place to place like this.
Yeah, it's magazines are making livings off of this thing.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff, like, they're tying in. Like, obviously, in the old days, if you would do Ed Sullivan, you would get money. You know, your bookings would go up. But Ed wouldn't get a piece of that. Where these guys are actually making sure they get a piece of all the stuff that's happening later.
And then they won't even fly out relatives to stay there with them or anything.
I think the closest thing that I could even judge this to would be the old Monday Night Football. When Monday Night Football had Cosell and Dandy Don, that was the type of huge show that it was back then. That everybody was watching it, and then everybody would talk about the small stuff the next day.
Yeah, right, where everyone had to... where it turned into water cooler stuff.
Right. Even though there's no such thing as a water cooler in this day and age, people still use that phrase.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything close. Did Seinfeld get that big?
Seinfeld never, if you remember, didn't even make it to number one until they were like 5 or 6 years into it.
Right, yeah.
And just about when everybody discovered it is when they kind of jumped their shark. But it never had this, you know, American Idol was big a couple years ago. But really, they don't even have good contestants this year, and they're bigger than ever. I mean, they're just beyond big now.
Yeah, they're a reality show that grows year to year. Everything else, Apprentice, Survivor, you see it slip off each season a little bit.
Well, Survivor's coming into the end of it, and you never do that thing where you hear like Letterman's got the voted off Survivors. Those days are over. And it was only like a year, not even like 6 months ago or so, it seemed like O&A would have the voted off apprentices on their show. They don't do that anymore, right?
No.
Like everybody would talk about who got voted off. Those things are completely forgotten about.
Yeah, and it all runs together now with those things because you can't remember the contestants season to season.
Well, nobody is watching the show, so you don't have those things where you're talking about it a lot. It's just not in the public's conscious anymore.
With Monday Night Football, was that its biggest peak when it was that original Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell, Don Meredith?
No, it was after Keith Jackson. It really took off when Frank Gifford moved over. He came in, and then it was Cosell and Meredith. And it got very, very big during the 70s. But you have to remember, back then, you only had 3 channels. You know, American Idol's up against tons of shows.
It also seemed like Monday Night Football then, they had the marquee game where now it's like you're lucky if you get a competitive game on Monday Night Football.
They had the marquee game because you had marquee teams. You don't have marquee teams anymore. You know, a couple of years ago, a team can go to the Super Bowl. 2 years ago, a year later, they don't even make the playoffs. They're a 5-11 team. It wasn't like that back then. You had really great teams, so they could put together really great games.
And they always threw like the division rival games too. It would be Cowboys, Redskins, or Giants, Cowboys. You know,
Right.
The divisional games were always the hot games.
Right, you would have Oakland against the Chiefs, and there were plenty of big rivals back then that you don't have anymore, that people just don't get all that pumped up for.
And the NFL also had great personalities at that time too, where you had, you know, the Steel Curtain. The Oilers had Earl Campbell. I remember as a kid, Earl Campbell and the whole Oiler thing where Houston was the fastest growing city, and they had that dumb Houston Oilers
Right, but
song.
to have a team personality, you got to be able to keep the team together, and they're not keeping the teams together like they used to. That's the problem. The problem is the league did this themselves. They wanted parity. They got it. Nobody cares anymore. And that's what happened to Monday Night Football. They got a lot of money for that game from ABC, and people just didn't care the way they used to.
I think the plan one of the plans last year was to start letting Monday Night Football towards the end of the season pick the game of the week they wanted, not stick to a strict schedule. Because if they end up getting to the end of the season, two teams matching up that have losing records.
They're not going to be able to take those away from the other networks that are spending $1 billion. It might help you, but why should CBS or Fox give up a game that's going to be marquee for them when they've spent over $1 billion for the schedule? So That's not the problem. The problem is that you should have been able to pick that stuff before the season starts. But you have such a watered-down product that you can't pick it out the way you used to.
Yeah, you don't know who's going to suck and who's going to have that lucky year that one or two teams gets every single season now. I guess the fight is over the 12th man argument. The Seattle Seahawks and Texas A&M, they're going to go ahead and both use the phrase.
I like to point this out to Seattle and Texas A&M. Since when did your 12th man win a championship? At one point did this big 12th man of yours ever come up with a ring?
Nah.
And to me, the 12th man is Jesus. That's the 12th man my team needs. Jesus.
He's also your co-pilot, from what I understand.
Why not just let him be the pilot? At what point do you not think Jesus is good enough that he should be sitting on the wrong side?
Well, Jesus, I know we're in an airplane, but I'll tell you what. You sit there, I'll handle the heavy work.
Jesus is my stewardess. That's where Jesus serves people in the back.
That's might as well what you should be saying.
Yeah.
That phrase is insulting to the Lord and Savior.
Hey, Terry, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, boys?
Hey, buddy boy.
Hey, just wanted to tell you, Earl was doing great until he starts chit-chatting big TV shows. He's falling behind on his pad data. I got an idea for him. Could he type in Happy Birthday, Terry?
Go ahead, put that up, would you?
Already did. Already put up a nice message for Terry.
Earl, you're the man. Living color, great.
So you're over there putting up your own private messages, Earl.
No, I put up whatever you guys are talking about.
All right, and it doesn't say Happy Birthday, Terry. It says Terry's an ass.
Does it really?
Yes.
A little joke.
Now, I don't have it sitting in front of me, so I can't see it. Fez, I didn't know that you could see it from where you are.
Yeah, I got one. I got a display over here.
I would like it for Fez to be the one who types it up. And we wouldn't have the listeners attacked. It'd be more likely the producers would be attacked. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, I think Monday Night Football is doing a flex schedule this year to the better teams, better matchups. They're going to put them on instead of somebody like Tampa Bay, for instance.
That's just rude.
That hurts. Who cares about Monday Night Football now that it's on ESPN? It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Now we have Football Night in America, as they're calling it on NBC.
What's that, Fez?
That's NBC doing the Sunday night game with John Madden and Al Michaels in the booth.
I don't think that's going to be as big because people are already exhausted by that point on a Sunday night. I will have already watched 2 games by the time Sunday night rolls around.
Their studio show, they just completed that with Sterling Sharp. They put him in there. So it's Bob Costas, Chris Collinsworth, Sterling Sharp, and Jerome Bettis. And I think I'm missing one other person.
This studio show could be, Don't You Wish Somebody Would Shoot a Missile? That should be that studio.
It looks like it could be a little bit annoying.
It's a bad love boat.
To celebrate its 50th anniversary, Play-Doh is putting out a cologne that actually smells like Play-Doh.
Really? A Play-Doh cologne? This is if you want to pick up little kids. You have a cologne that little kids just find so sexy.
You're spraying it on your zipper. That's all you got to do.
Why don't they come up with a lunch meat that smells like Play-Doh? Then I'd be happy.
Man, I used to love the smell of Play-Doh. I guess I still do.
Yeah, it's not like you get to smell it anymore, but...
Yeah, I haven't grown out of that. I just don't stick my face in it anymore like I did when I was a kid. That was a great smell. And I used to taste it a little bit, too.
My favorite smell when I was a little kid, I had 2 that I love. Library paste killed me, and a smell that I was crazy about, I think I used to get high off of it, honeysuckle. I would go out to play, and I don't know, did they have honeysuckle down south, Fez?
I think they do, yeah.
It's this very tiny little thing. It used to, like a little flower, and you could like take a stem out of it, and the kids said that you could eat it. Like you would taste it, and it would be sweet. But we used to sit around and almost huff honeysuckle when we were children.
A magic marker was a great smell as a kid. Have you ever got to do a poster or something?
That gets actually a little high. It'll kill enough brain cells to give you a little buzz.
But oh man, you could always tell, like, if the markers were coming out in classroom. The classroom would smell like that the rest of the day.
What about gasoline? When you're at the gas station?
I love to smell gas, but again, that will It'll wreck your brain. When I was also a kid, loved the smell of pussy. Like that. Just get in there. Just crazy about it.
We didn't have that down south.
Liz, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi. Can you tell Earl it's not Play-Doh, the Greek guy? It's Play-Doh, the squishy stuff that I used to play
You
with
think
when I
that
was
they're
a little
going to
girl?
make a cologne that smells like Play-Doh, the philosopher?
It was a typo.
They're ringing off the...
Okay.
Hey, Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Never mind. They got me.
Play-Doh, Earl. Play-Doh.
I just was...
All right,
It's a typo.
now the pad data says Liz is a whore.
You better not do that, Earl. I'm going to go crazy. I want respect for the listeners.
I respect our listeners, too, but they got to cut me a little slack. I made a mistake.
It's Play-Doh.
Roll with it. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Yeah, I don't know whether it's something like when you're a little kid, too. It's like your senses are so heightened. Every smell just explodes on you when you're a little kid. Bad smells are unbearable. Sweet smells will literally make you lose your feet like a cartoon and start following them along. I used to love my mom baking anything when I was a kid. Cookies were just orgasmic. The smell of cookies, I'd be running back and forth like a chihuahua. I'd be so excited.
When we would go out for gym class, they had these logs around the
shit.
No, not shit. These logs around the field area, and I don't even know what this
Were they
is.
railroad ties?
But maybe
it was the oil that was on the railroad tie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're treated.
Yeah. So the any kind of oil like that would smell so damn good to you when you're a little kid. And I remember railroad ties like it was yesterday, how much I loved that smell. Hey, Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I like to smell the test in school, the mimeographs. Used to snort those up.
I would huff them like there was no tomorrow. Now, you know you're an aged person if you know the term mimeograph. No kid would know what a mimeograph was. And for us, it was like getting mescaline. We just loved having those papers.
Oh, and they were so warm, too, besides the great smell. They're like a little warm paper blanket.
Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I got one for you for his funny smells, or greatest smells. Tester's Model Glue.
Oh, yeah, Model Glue was also a fantastic smell. And felt good on your fingertips when it hardened on your fingertips. So I would just sit there, just smelling a little bit of it. What are you doing in there? Bill Model, Mom. Bill Model. And I mean, I was as high as a merry prankster at age 6. I came out. One time, my mom, I'm coming out for a snack because I smell cookies, and I came out and I just had a ring around my face from the airplane glue in a bag.
All you've done is glued your fingers to the tube.
Build a model. Like models. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Best smell growing up was rubber cement.
Rubber cement is a fantastic smell, man.
Oh, that is a good one.
Also, tar. I loved this fucking smell of roof tar when I was a kid.
Oh, I hated that one. That one was brutal to me.
I'm going to watch the roofers, Mom. Watching the roofers work.
Why are you taking your models?
Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
When I used to live down in Florida, the citrus blossoms, you come across 70 or somewhere where the orchards were, oh, my God, was that awesome.
Those, citrus blossoms will actually be overwhelming, where you can only, after a while, you're like, this smells so good, I may pass out.
Fatty pneumonia had trouble with those in Florida.
Couldn't stand it?
Yeah, those things would get me just completely stopped up.
Love the smell of that.
I remember when we used to take the bus home, going over, I think it was the Van Wyck, we used to pass the Tasty Factory, the bread factory.
Oh, yeah.
On a warm day.
A bakery would smell fantastic.
You just thought you were going to die from the pleasure. It was just that unbelievable smell.
We had the Wonder Bread factory in Tampa. You would drive right by it. The road went right in front of it, and that buttery baked goodness smell.
And then remember, any kind of oil refinery would just knock you on your ass. It would stink so bad. It would just drop you. It would be so awful. Philadelphia water used to give off a rotten egg smell.
Oh.
That would be undrinkable. It was just like it came out of a fucking dog's ass. Like a dog crouched. I used to think in a water fountain, a dog just had its ass up and was squirting something out. But those sulfur smells when you're a kid would you'd take a knee on it. Hey, Randy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Big Ass 307, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I still love it, but when I was a kid, new car smell. It was the greatest.
New car smell was fantastic. Now, we never really had a used car. I would have to go with previously owned car smell. But, for us, it was as good as it was going to get.
Starts to wear off at that point.
Yeah. New car smell is still a great smell.
Fix these phones so Ron and Fez can do their show. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Why won't Wiki fix the telephones? Why won't Wiki? Why won't Wiki? How can you build a pyramid without the callers calling in? How can you give out a big ass prize to losers like me who have no life?
Hey, Matt, you're on Ron and Fez, buddy.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy boy.
My next door neighbor growing up used to smoke tobacco out of a pipe, and I tell you, growing up, the best smell in the world.
I used to love any kind of smoke smell when I was a kid. Burning leaves I loved, cigarettes I loved, cigars, pipes. Any smoke was just fantastic. Someone smoking a joint would be just the best smell ever.
I used to take my dad's pack of cigarettes and just smell them through the top. That's that tobacco smell coming through, not even the burning tobacco smell.
No, was that a pack of cigarettes or his underwear?
That was a pack of cigarettes.
This pack of cigarettes, did he wear them under his pants? Because you might have been smelling his underwear.
No. And a lit match. That was a good smell.
Did this pack of cigarettes ever have skid marks?
No, they did not. They were cigarettes.
I'm just curious if you were smelling your dad's underwear.
I was confused about a lot of things as a kid.
And adult.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey there, guys. The best smell is crayons when you're a little kid.
Love the smell of crayons.
That's a great smell. That Crayola factory's got to be a beautiful smell.
Where is that place? I'd like to see it. They say you can visit.
Somewhere in PA.
Hey, find out where it is. I might even run a weekend trip over there and just go around smelling. And by the way, I do call it, I don't say crayons, I always said crowns growing up. Like it was spelled C-R-O-W-N.
Little John just told me it's in Easton.
What's that?
Easton, Pennsylvania.
Easton? That's right around the corner. It's like an hour and a half from here.
It's very close.
I could be there by dinner. I could be actually eating dinner there. And we can stop by Larry Holmes and get our car cleaned.
The pride of Easton, Pennsylvania.
That's right, the Easton Assassin. He's still there. I think I was going through Easton one time and spent the night with a hua at his hotel. And it was like and when you checked in, there was like a big Larry Holmes sign.
Isn't the sign, when you enter Easton, it says home of the heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes?
Well, Easton is a weird thing. There's like two Eastons. There's Easton, PA, and across the river, it's Easton, New Jersey. So it's like one city, two states.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't know whether they have two mayors or how they pull it off, but it's a very odd place. Oh, and it's drab. It's as drab as a Bruce Springsteen song.
They need some color from Crayola.
It's almost Jersey's answer to Manchester. It's just drab. There's nothing you can do about it.
Very industrial.
Well, it looks like maybe at one time there was industrial things there. There ain't anymore. When you're bragging about the Larry Holmes hotel, you ain't got a lot to brag about. Here's Ron. Ron, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey.
Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to tell you, my favorite smell growing up was the pages of comic books.
Well, remember how bad print ink used to be when you were a kid? Like, even if you read the newspaper, the print would come off in your hands.
Oh, yeah, your thumbs would totally be black from turning pages.
It's very Tampa Tribune, if you want to know the truth. I still don't think they've ever put up with it. All right, here's another smell. I forgot about this. I loved when I was a kid. The Bug Man. So the Bug Man would come around blowing that DDT. Remember, like some of the places they would do in the summer? Me and my friends would fucking run through that as if it was cotton candy. It would be the best feeling. And we would chase the Bug Man all through the neighborhood, just running after him through that smoke.
You're lucky you didn't end up on your back like a roach or something, breathing in bug spray.
Apparently it didn't work all that well. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my dad, he had like a Zippo lighter. That was like the best thing. I always be huffing on the Zippo lighter.
Oh, man, that
and
was a
the cigarette
great
pack
smell.
he was talking about, too. That was always
Here's another one, caps. Remember caps that you would pop, and then you would pop them like with a rock or something, because you would never use a cap gun. You would just use the whole roll and pop them with a rock, and then get down and huff that smell. It was fantastic.
Oh, man, that was an excellent smell. And you'd keep the burnout strip with you after they've all been popped, and just keep smelling that thing.
Let me try to think of what else that used to really smell fantastic. It's just weird. A lot of these things aren't supposed to smell good. All right, here's a weird one. I always like the smell of a hot hose. Like in the summer, your hose would be hot. If you light it on fire, it would give off this plasticky smell that was just fantastic.
Any sort of melting plastic thing smelled great.
Just the street in the summer, when the water would hit the street, the dirty street, you would pick up that smell of hot pavement. Hot pavement smell is one of the best all-time smells. All right, problems with the phones today?
Yes.
People are trying to think of smells they did. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, how you doing?
Good.
I love the smell of skunk. It's the greatest smell in the world.
Now, there's not the same amount of skunks around as when we were kids, right?
No, can't be.
I know my parents are still down in Maryland, and there used to be tons of skunks down there, and I never smell them. But a skunk smells great the farther away you are. If you're just picking up the aroma of a distant skunk, it's an amazing smell. But then the closer you get to actual skunk gas, it gets a little rougher on you.
It's got a little bitterness to it.
Dominic, you're on Ron and Fez.
What is?
Yeah.
I never see them anymore, but when I was a kid, I used to light my fireworks with a punk. Did you
Loved
have those?
punks.
It's like
a cattail, Fez, is a punk.
Oh, okay.
Did you have cattails in Florida?
Cattails, I remember.
Same thing as we called them a punk up north. And it used to say, I need to light this because I'm going to keep the mosquitoes off me. So it was just a chance to play with fire. And then you would pretend that your punk was a cigar or a cattail, as you and Tom Sawyer would call it. Grant, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, best smell ever was growing up in Lancaster, PA, Amish country, fresh cut grass.
Love fresh cut grass. I know
Worst
some
one
people are
was,
allergic to it. But to me, it always reminds me of football season because you would always have to practice in that fresh cut grass.
Oh, great smell. Horrible down your back.
Here's Ball Bag. You're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Miss Caddy Fez. Fresh, the magic markers, the nice big thick black magic markers, just oof, good smell.
Magic Marker's great chemical smell.
Yeah, Magic Marker had a great smell. I don't think Sharpie has the smell like a Magic Marker used to.
Well, Magic Marker would just leak all over and it would be fantastic. It would just be unbelievable.
I think the dry erase markers have that similar smell now. I think that's the closest you have because I think they're onto the regular markers now that people buy them just to take a whiff at them. But the dry erase ones are pretty close.
And again, I think a lot of times because you're not a kid anymore, you don't have the same sense of smell that you used to. And I don't know whether, because everything was new, it was your first time smelling all these things. But now you could walk around for a summer and not pick up the same kind of smells that you would then.
See, I think some of them, they linger with you so bad, like a hospital smell. So it's like anytime you went to the hospital as a kid, you pick up that smell. That's one that stays with you into adult, where you don't grow out of the hospital smell.
But the difference is when you're a kid, you're ready to throw up when you smell a hospital smell. And when you're adult, it just makes you uncomfortable.
So these are the dry erase markers.
Oh, yes, Earl.
The Expo dry erase.
You know what it smells like?
Oh, yeah.
Locker room. You used to get that fucking thing to get high on.
See, I think it's got kind of like a banana smell to it.
All right, smell this one. And take a big hit off it. I swear you're going to cop a little buzz.
Let me smell this one.
That first hit, it gives you the locker room buzz. And I'm not talking about a locker room thing. They used to sell this thing that was a popper. They used to sell it in sex shops that you could sit and huff and just fucking be high as hell for like 6 minutes. And then, you know, you could never get back to that place, and then the headache would hit you. It's just a headache that you'd known you'd kill so much of your brain. It was like your brain was screaming out.
Did your mom or anyone in your family, any of the women in your family, ever try to do a home perm or something like that? That perm solution?
Yeah, that's a real good one, man. Yeah, the women in your family never used to go out to the beauty parlor. They would always do each other's hair in the fucking kitchen sink, and that smell would be so strong.
I used to hate the smell of the hot comb. Oh, God, the burning hair smell.
They were so rough on each other. They would just burn the hell out of each other's hair.
What's they also called? The straightening comb? Because it would just straighten your hair. I was like, straighten it out or set it on fire? Because you see smoke coming out of their head. This is awful.
The home perm smell. Well, even when any hair dye is really great, too.
Oh, yeah. It's got kind of like an ammonia to it or something like that, whatever that peroxide is or something.
Peroxide is probably what it is. It's a fucking great smell. Chemicals are just fantastic how they smell. Chemicals smell better than food.
If only they didn't kill us from smelling them too much.
What do you want to do, live forever? When you see old people, what does everybody do? Complain. You don't want to get old, Fezzy. It's better to burn out than it is to rust. Who said that? Neil Young.
Oh, okay.
Neil Young said it for you. Now I want you to live it. Live it. Love it. Deal with it. I think we got some phones working again. Hi, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I got a smell for you guys. Shoe stores. When you were kids going to buy shoes.
A shoe store that big leather smell when you're a kid. Also, that shoe polish. Remember when your dad would have some kind of shoe polish that used to light on fire and let it burn for a little while so it would liquefy and then pop it down?
I don't remember that.
Take the rag and buff it. You remember that, Earl?
Yeah, my father was really good friends with a guy who ran a shoe shine place. I saw that all the time. They used to give off the greatest smell.
You don't see as many shoe shine guys around New York as used to.
No, you see them occasionally, like on the subway, the occasional subway station.
And some of the old school hotels will have them, but none of the new school places do. And they would always use that just real buffing stuff. Hey, Winnie, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, I got a couple. One's real specific. Super fantastic bubble plastic.
Oh, super elastic bubble plastic.
That's what it was. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because that had a real rubbery smell to it, almost like a melted plastic smell. And a straw to huff it with.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure, half my generation has cancer from it now.
Yeah, I'm sure. They always wonder, oh, my God, you has cancer. How could you not? We grew up in a goddamn chemical pit that was called the United States of America.
Here's some different colored chemicals. Blow into it and make your own balloons.
All right, Fez, on TV tonight, American Idol, and what's the other big show?
The other show is on ABC tonight, Fatal Contact, Bird Flu in America.
Yeah, I don't see that one doing too well. Nothing else big on?
No, I think that's it for Tuesday night. And on Idol, they're visiting Graceland. They're going to see Priscilla Presley, Lisa Marie Presley do Elvis songs with the help of Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola?
I know, someone doesn't fit in this equation here.
What's he going to teach him? How to take care of a thing? I'm going to show you how me and a baggie can get this record played.
He's going to prove that he is not the devil, no matter what Michael Jackson says.
Hey, if you're going to be with the devil, have be a Tommy Mottola. Get the album played out there. All right, that's it for us, gang. We'll be back here tomorrow, right after Opie and Anthony, and we'll see you then. Take care.
See ya!
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.